arrangement was like, oh, they were gonna chip in. That was like kind of my offer is like, yeah, I want to help you guys. I feel bad for you. And also, this could potentially help me because I'm in a stressful situation as well. So she's like saying, oh, yeah, I'll help you. We get here and she's not paying anything. And she's also creating a really bad environment in the house. She's like down the rabbit hole, doom scrolling, like women are going to be in concentration camps. Like she's buying bunker food off TikTok shop. Like the vibe is bad in the house when I tell you that. And we're telling her to get a job, and that's when she just freaks out. And like people don't really understand, somebody who doesn't know how to control their emotions, like when they're feeling shame or anger, they just start to lash out. She's like yelling and screaming in front of everyone, like, I have a job, I'm a business owner. And then it's like, oh, I'm gonna make millions on my coloring book. And I'm like, millions on a coloring book? Lady, be so for real right now. But it's because ChatGPT told her she could.
That's to you, Mom. I don't want to laugh in the public.
The Chat GPT and the mental health pipeline needs to be studied. That's gonna be a diabolical ass study.
But she's existed before the pipeline.
I'm talking about how people who have mental illness go straight to ChatGPT. As soon as ChatGPT was created, they went straight to ChatGPT, and they get to going on ChatGPT, and ChatGPT to be feeding into their delusions. It's gonna be a big ass study on that, and it's
It just
already a
feeds
law
into
school.
people's delusions, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, like,
She calls ChatGPT a she. Like, ChatGPT is like alive and animate and breathing and has a soul.
Kendra, the girl that was on here the other night that fell in love with her psychiatrist, she was calling her ChatGPT a he.
she is literally manic.
She named her ChatGPT. They be naming that ChatGPT. I'm supposed to say she said she named her ChatGPT like Ben or something, and she was falling in love with her ChatGPT.
Oh, hold on. I have something funny since we're talking about ChatGPT. So I post the screenshots of when I went no contact with her, and she had wrote like, oh, this is a ChatGPT text. But y'all don't understand why I was using ChatGPT to write that text. I told Chat, like, please write this in a way so that someone who exhibits these characteristics will not be defensive and not lash out. Like, that was the prompt. Like, you don't understand how hard it is to try to like communicate with someone who like the first second they feel like you're saying something is not good about them, they can take any form of criticism and just become like so angry and rageful.
And that's why it was like, I do feel like there was a certain degree of like her being a provocateur towards you. Like when she's like, my daughter's had a year to say something and she hasn't said shit. And then you said one thing and she's like, you sealed your fate. Or even when she's like, your bitch ass friends, I think she thought I was going to come from like and now I'm a raving lunatic too. But there's only one raving lunatic in this entire saga.
Yeah, I really like the people saying like they were with her until they saw the mask come off. And if you really unpack...
Oh. Why does the husband have a Reddit account about you? Can you read? He's in like the narcissistic wife Reddits. It's not funny. I feel bad. He's like, please help me. I'm in pain.
Listen, I'm in the Mothers of Narcissists Reddit too. We all need support, honey.
Who's they're saying? That's not what they're saying. Like, and that's what I'm saying. Like, I went and read it myself.
Also, hold on.
I went and read it with my eyes. Like
okay.
The to read.
Imagine you're living all in the same house, right? Imagine it's you, your boyfriend, your mom, and her husband. And that night prior, she has like a total meltdown tantrum in the living room. You work with this guy because remember, you're trying to help them get out of the situation she got them in financially with all this debt, and you help him get a job. So not only am I living with this man, I also am working with him every day. Do you think that we're not going to talk about the shit that went down in the living room the night before, the next day at work? Like,
The lady who's screaming and hollering?
No,
was she a good mother to you when you were a little girl? Absolutely not. My earliest memories are of me hiding in the closet, scared of her of my life, calling my dad at work, being like, please help. No.
like that's kind of what I assumed. Like seeing all these videos, I could just only imagine everything that has happened, like completely besides this, just like of growing up with her and up until now. Like I can only imagine how terrible all of it has been, and none of that has even been put out there. But people are really just on her side. Like I mean, I'm
Someone
not
said,
really.
I'm confused on why you were having to pay hella money, but you were fixing your house. Because you're fixing your dad's house, but you're paying high money. Do you own a house? They said that makes no sense. How do you think the house is getting fixed? For free? You take equity out of your home, or you take out, when you hear people say, like, I'm taking out a second mortgage. Just because she used the word rent, like, does not mean whatever.
I just want to say, and they're a mom. And they're a mom. They're a mother. They're teaching their kids this shit.
So are y'all together? What an idiot.
I should not have discussed their marriage with the stepfather. Okay, she should not have discussed her marriage with me. She put me in the middle of her marital problems, just like she did when I was literally 10 years old, and she put me in the middle of her marital problems with my dad. This woman cheated on my dad, came up with a whole story, a whole victim story just like this, and was telling everybody. She was telling her friends, her family out in Idaho. I'm getting nasty grams in the mail from her mom talking about she's disowning me as her granddaughter. This is the level of fictitious storytelling this lady does. Okay, so
On a child at the time.
but come to find out, she cheated on my dad. So, like, all of this stuff, you guys don't understand how much of it is just like a projection of her own shame onto me.
Well,
She's been married twice.
Also, another thing is like, how do people not notice that the only people on her side are just randoms from the internet just seeing her
Like, my kids
videos?
won't talk to me either.
When like on your side you have all these real life people. It's like everybody in her life has turned against her, but then these randoms on the internet are just forming an army to support her just from seeing her side of the story.
I do not. Rhiannon, vindicate is a big word for me. Does that mean? What does that mean?
That's a big word for Elmo.
Yeah, that's a big word for me. I'm ready for it to be over, but she has court on Monday, and I honestly felt like all of this came.
Lolo, are you her friend in real life? Why would I lie about that?
I'm 28.
So what would say I?
Why not just give her the money to end it? What does that mean?
So how do you fit into the situation? Is that for me or?
Oh,
vindicated means like almost like, see, I was right. I told y'all.
no. I honestly feel like I never should have even engaged with it because everything that they tell you in the support groups is to gray rock people and to go no contact. And when you respond, you're just like giving them what they want. And I don't know. I feel really conflicted because I want her to get help. And I felt like when I learned, I was just talking to someone who's on the live about this, Elusive D. Like when you learn that this is actually like categorical behavior, like so many people experience it, that it's like written in mental health, like academic journals and shit like that. Like it makes me feel really sorry for her because I know it's a direct result of things that she experienced as a child and it's her ego trying to protect her. But at the same time, it's like, is she actually going to get the help? No, I don't think so. The only way she would recognize that she needs help is if she runs out of like people who are making her feel like she's not the bad guy. And now that she has this huge following, like that's never going to happen.
Yeah. Somebody asked how I was involved in all of this. I think I started with that, which is, okay, well, you believe Melanie. We don't know who Melanie is. So there's that. How I got involved is, one, yes, the support groups, but I was also one of those people like, maybe if we ignore her, she'll go away. And she did not, in fact, go away. And you're my friend, and I give a fuck about what's happening to you and what's causing you distress. And furthermore, I think that it's interesting. I've seen people in my comments who are like under the assumption that I made that video without any discussion with you first, which is like, why would I do that?
No, I literally was like, help, please help me. What the fuck?
Don't sell yourself short. You're very articulate and speak big words. That's kind. A bunch of deadbeat idiots on the internet are gonna rally behind one of their own.
What caused the initial estrangement? Being put in the middle of my parents' divorce in middle school, especially like she again told this big story about how my dad was such a bad guy to me and he was the reason why they were getting divorced and I hated his guts as a result. And then eventually my dad just sat me down and was like, look, your mother cheated on me and that's why we're getting divorced. And from there it was just like, I'm like 12 years old. I'm like awful. Like I'm in middle school. Like what you don't in middle school, girls at that age are already awful. And so I'm not like mincing my words with her and she cannot handle that. She becomes very abusive toward me. And ever since then, it's just like the relationship has been very strained.
But why invite her somewhere if you are going to treat her bad?
Okay.
Why have kids if you're going to treat them bad? Like we could also have that argument, that conversation, but
She
like,
should have had an abortion and this never would have happened in the first place. Sorry, that's my dark humor.
no, I agree with you. Do you have siblings? And if so, do they talk to your mom? Aw, is this person British?
My little brother does not talk to my mom.
Someone put, I have a feeling she's the person that made the account go bankrupt.
Oh yeah, honey. Oh yeah. She did the same thing to my dad. That was another thing too. I think that when her husband moved out here, like he did not know. He was going off the story she was telling him about why me and my little brother weren't talking to him. And I think he was like wanting to be supportive of her at the opportunity for like her to reconnect with her kids. And when he got out here and saw the way that he was treating me, and also, sorry, the way that she was treating me, and also like I'm seeing the way that she's treating him, I'm seeing the patterns and I'm like, I don't know. I think you're getting bamboozled, my guy. But yeah.
She said you guys went on a trip together and came back acting weird.
Okay, I hate that first off because from day one, when she arrived, she's on one. She's on one. Like, she has been crashing out the whole 4-day drive over here because she couldn't get the cat in the U-Haul, and she left the cat in Idaho to fend for itself. So she's like crashing out. She gets here, and she had just been here, right? Like in August. I think it's October when they get there. And she knows because she was here when all the renovation reveal for the TV shows going on. She knows what the second floor of my house looks like. It's not done. There's boxes all over the place. It's not finished by any stretch of the margin, right? She gets there and there's a few boxes in her office and like a bed frame. Literally it would take you a total of like 2 minutes to pick them up and put them in a different room. And she's like, furious that her office for this business is not ready. And I'm like, what? Yeah, the business for making coloring books that are going to make her millions of dollars.
You definitely should have put them on the street first before getting involved in their marriage.
True.
Yeah, I concur.
Never making that mistake again.
But she's making it seem like you're talking to the husband. It's like she's coming to you with these issues, and she's also behaving erratically in front of everybody. Like there's supposed to be no discussion about that.
She threatened her husband with divorce on Christmas. Like, she's just throwing around the D word like it's nothing because her husband won't put the toilet seat down.
And then when somebody actually divorced her ass, now you're mad. Getting involved in their marriage was not cool. Here's the thing. When you're saying we have nowhere to go, we're in a bad way, you're involved at that point. You know what I mean? Like, Oh, the question about the trip. So what happened with the trip? The cat won't get in the U-Haul and...
Oh. What was I talking about? The work trip?
Yeah.
Oh. Well, long story short is I'm already giving, like, gone no contact with this lady just based on her behavior in my house before the work trip. The work trip is to the International Builders Show in Las Vegas. Again, her husband's background is in construction. He works for her family's construction company back in Idaho now. And when I was living here, I was working at the construction company here. And my boss had been looking for a project manager, was having a hard time hiring someone. And it just seemed almost like divine. And at the time, I was really trying to work on forgiveness. And I was like, I think the world is testing me. I should just try to forgive her and see if this works. Maybe I'm going to go to hell if I say no. I don't know. That's the kind of shit that was going on in my brain. But anyways.
Y'all worked together. There was a work trip.
Yeah, exactly. And my coworkers were there. The other thing that happens on the work trip is I had a panic attack. And I've never had a panic attack before in my life. And we both started, like, seeing a therapist. That was another reason why I was questioning the blue pill story, because I'm like, could it have just been, like, an antidepressant or something? Like, how do we know that it's actually a blue pill?
My thing, to me, I'm confused as to why they expect you to answer for that. For her to say, I found out my husband was taking blue pills, what the fuck does that have to do with you? Like, what are you supposed to... And
they're like, you shouldn't be involved in your mother's marriage. And then they're like, what are the blue pills for? I'm like, what? What is it? You're making me feel crazy.
Yeah, it literally has no relation at all. It's like, oh, blue
and
pills.
Also, none of us know if it's true. Over this past year, first of all, it was, I'm getting divorced, not blaming my daughter. Then I'm going to blame my daughter. This gains traction on TikTok. I'm going to keep saying this. I'm going to double, triple, quadruple down on it. What the fuck is this? I've been having the time of my life for a year. My daughter's friend has called me out. So now what do I come forward and say? I never said they were sleeping together. I never said that.
Now she's gaslighting y'all. Now
Yeah.
we're all victims.
Yeah. Why would I say that? I don't have any proof of that. And then she comes back, everything I've said I can prove with receipts. And then people are like, hey, please, sir, can we have the receipts? And she's like, I don't have to prove shit to y'all.
Oh, what's court for? Court is for a criminal charge. She's getting charged with a class 6 felony for destroying her ex-husband's property and putting it
Wait,
on
to be
TikTok.
clear, y'all both sought therapists. Like, I think this person is trying to say that y'all went to couples therapy together. Meaning
Oh,
like you and the
no.
ex-husband.
No. Absolutely not. That would be so weird. So weird. No, I was seeing a therapist on BetterHelp. And he was seeing a therapist at the local clinic.
Hi, thanks for letting me up.
Hi.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. Her mom came across my FYP the other day, and I listened to the first video, and I was like, let me just go ahead and listen to all of them. I said, let me find her. What gave me a red flag was when I went to her page and her pinned video talking about her dad finally retiring after working and raising her as a single dad. I knew something wasn't right. I knew something wasn't right. Like, okay, you have this conflict with your daughter, but you didn't raise her. So what's going on with that? Like, there's a lot of red flags. And I'm gonna be honest, I'm a Gen X, I'm an older Gen X. I'm almost 60. I am
You look amazing.
Oh, thank you. My mom is an undiagnosed narcissist. This behavior I've watched, like I've seen, and I can see it. If you look at all her videos, no matter what, anything that has happened, she has not taken accountability for anything that has gone wrong in her life. It's somebody else's. And I want to say that there was a video, she said, I've been married twice. I've had 4 serious relationships, and pretty much they've all been disasters. So my thing is, what's the common denominator? 4 serious relationships, 2 marriages. What's the common denominator if they not working out? And that's the sad part. And she probably does have quite a few undiagnosed things, and they're probably comorbid. So I feel like she's within that cluster B of personality disorders. Like, she has a lot of those traits, and it's unfortunate and it's sad. And there's really not, I feel like the best thing she can do is, and I know it's hard, gonna have to ignore her. You can't continue to give her supply when you make a post, when you talk about her like on this live. All it's gonna do is fuel her, because there's somebody out there screen recording and they're gonna send it to her.
Oh,
And
that
then,
was the past year though.
yeah, but what I'm saying is, even continuing now, like, you really can't give her any more attention anymore, because she loves it. Because what happens when you don't go live talking about her? Y'all no longer make videos talking about her. You no longer address people in your comment section. They come with some BS. You block them. You put word filters in there. When you don't give them anything, what does she have?
People in her comments that show up and attack my friend in her comments.
No, but that's what I'm saying. So when they come to her comments, she block them. You can filter words, keywords out of your comment section. Filter keywords. And as hard as it is, because it's natural to want to defend yourself. You want to defend yourself because I didn't do this, I didn't do that. But all it does is keep stuff going, and it escalates it, and it doesn't make things better.
Why not invite mom in? Because she doesn't have a platform on my platform. I don't give a fuck what she has to say, to be quite frank. She's done enough not telling the truth. And she blocked me, so.
And she probably has a troll account. She's probably in here on a troll account. But honestly, it's hard to not to want to defend yourself, but you got to stop supplying her. And that's what is happening. Any video, any, it's hard. You're going to have to like no videos, no comments. Let her get her supply somewhere else. And that's eventually going to run out because we know how TikTok works. Hey, Drea, we know how TikTok works. The next big thing that comes along and then other stuff is forgotten. You know what I'm saying?
Whoever requested, your thing keeps popping up and disappearing.
And
No,
so,
you're right, though. I mean, that's what all the support groups say. And I think it just felt very egregious. Like, it got to a point where people in my real life, like, see her stuff. And yes, I live in a small town. Yes, everyone knows, like, me and my boyfriend are in a happy relationship. But it still is like, I think people, I don't know. You're just gonna let her do that. So
I think that, yeah, sorry, go ahead.
You're good.
No, I was saying, I think before, like, the techniques that we are used to for narcissistic behavior, because I don't have a narcissistic parent, but I do have a narcissistic cousin that has caused my cousin, who I'm very close to, a lot of pain and hurt. These techniques to deal with it have existed since before social media was popping in this way. And I think that now there's a certain level of reach that you don't understand until you're on the receiving end of it. Like, as someone with a platform, I've had people walk up to me in fucking Walmart and ask me about something that's being said about me on the internet. And so it's easier to say, like, ignore the videos, but I think that's when you hold them as just videos and not anything that have, like, real world response.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Well, I totally hear what you're saying about like just ignoring it, but the thing is like if she does just try to ignore it, all that's gonna happen is this thing is just gonna keep getting worse and worse. And the thing is like this truly is dangerous. Like the fact that she's creating this massive hate mob. I can only imagine the type of messages they're sending. It is dangerous. It can't be ignored. I don't really know what to do, honestly, other than just do our best to dismantle the lies.
But how can you dismantle lies? Because here's the thing about a lie. People will believe a lie so quick before they believe the truth. I'm going to be honest. I come from a side of TikTok. We call it messy talk. Some call it diabolical talk. I came from that side. There's been some egregious stuff done on that side that I came from. Like, it was so bad. I was like, yeah, I deactivated my account for 2 months because I was like, what? And I came back and it's still not much has changed. But there's always going to be a bigger story. There's always going to be like, and so if you don't feed her, because what she wants is your attention. She wants, I think she's jealous and envious of you. And so she can't be mad at herself. Who is she going to be mad at? She's going to blame you. She's going to blame him and everybody else because she can't take accountability. But in all this, the only thing that you can control is how you react. That's what you have control over, how you react. You can't control her. You can't control her minions, her supporters, the trolls. You can't control any of them. You can only control how you react. So,
absolutely, but I still think it's dismissive to say like minions and trolls because yes, they are that. But I think when you have a massive following and people are following something this closely, they're not just people on the internet. So when you're saying she controls her trolls or like you're not in control of what they do could be actual harm. So,
That's
like,
true.
ignoring it is not going to do what, traditionally ignoring a narcissist would have done.
I mean, the only other thing is I would say a cease and desist, but that's just paper. That doesn't really do anything. Can you I don't know what the stalking laws are in your state. Yeah, like a
Well,
protective order,
hold
TRO or
on. Sorry, I don't mean to cut you off. This comment just blows me though, because someone just said she has receipts and filed a civil suit against the daughter and the ex-husband. This
And
is
it's
the
just,
same this is the same lady begging for gas money on TikTok, and y'all think she can afford an attorney for a civil lawsuit. That is so crazy to me. No, she's not suing me. I've not been served with anything, and she does not have any receipts of anything because nothing happened.
and that's like, I get what you're saying, Elusive, and I'm not trying to be like, what is it called? Like a contrarian. But because I've seen personally the way that people will show up in your real life. And now the response, because she has now posted like location details, right? She, one, has mentioned the episode of the show, which cool. When my friend's doing it on her platform, her followers are people who care about the house. Oh, that's cool. That's interesting. She has like listed a PO box and set a location in the comments. Her comments are, oh, this is super local to me.
so
I
here's
didn't
the
know this was happening so close to me.
so she listed the PO box. Um what are the doxing laws in the state?
Oh,
It's not illegal to post your own PO box.
yeah, when I
You
had gone up to the magistrate's office, they explained to me the cyber harassment laws, and until she like says my name or puts my address up on the internet, then it's not considered like digital harassment.
So is your name not anywhere in any of her videos?
She's got like my baby pictures and stuff up. I mean, this is my last name, but yeah.
Yeah, I get that. So this is my thing. In any of the videos, has she said your name? Has she said his name? Or does she just say husband,
Yes,
daughter?
correct.
Because if you can find a video with her saying your name, and I mean, and TikTok's algorithm is messy as fuck. It really is. Because it will put it in the search. Like if stuff is said
Right.
enough.
And that has not happened.
Okay. So she has a lot of videos. If anybody can find a video where she even slipped up and said your name, that should be enough.
She doesn't say anybody's name. Like when she's talking about her siblings, she says my brothers. Like when she's talking about her father, she says my father. She has not said it. She has not said anyone's name. I think that she's a little bit familiar with what you can and cannot do. That's why when I was like, okay, you're making this accusation, don't be surprised if you get a letter in the mail saying you're defaming somebody. Then it was, okay, let me make it clear. I never said that. She's
And
crazy.
that's how manipulative people with strong, because not going to diagnose her, but strong narcissistic traits and strong histrionic traits. And she's got some very strong traits. Very. Because she's used this tactic to get the things that she's wanted throughout her life. And when it doesn't work, she crashes out. And that's what it is. Like, and it's sad because I'm gonna be honest, she too old to be acting like this. I'm gonna be honest, she too old to be acting like this. And like, and she wonders why. I don't know. She shouldn't wonder why her children don't have a relationship with her. She mentioned one video where she's saying this about my health history. She doesn't know my health history. And my question was, well, why doesn't she? Because y'all don't have a relationship. Because you didn't raise her. Because you can ask my kids right now my health history and they'll run it off real quick. You know?
Someone said seeing all the comments from her old friend tells me all I need to know. It's crazy.
Alicia's on the call. That's her old friend.
Oh.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can. Welcome. Thank you for coming up.
Yeah, of course.
Alicia, are you AI? I just gotta know.
Yeah, I'm totally AI. It's ridiculous. I've been trying to prove myself, but I know it's hard for people to believe things, but they need to believe the right things. I'm just been really sad and tore up about this, honestly. Because I'm sorry, she's really not the person that she once was. I mean, I'm sure she's had her issues, but this is a totally different side of her I have never seen. I've been friends with her since middle school when she first moved from Utah to Idaho. And I was the shy girl. She glommed onto me and kind of tried to help me pull me out of my shell. And we were like BFFs, like all the way. We did our first jobs together. She was a bridesmaid. She was the only person I had at my 50th birthday party a couple of years ago. You know, we've always been sisters. And to see her in this state of mind has been really hard. Like I wake up at night thinking about it. And I've stayed quiet for a year. I honestly didn't think it was going to go on this long. And I was too afraid to speak up too because of her mental health, and people with mental health issues are really unpredictable, and it scares me. And, I'm not used to any kind of stuff like this. My life is pretty great. I have a beautiful family. I've had a great upbringing. And anytime there's any negativity like this bad, I just steer away from it. But, what really got me to speak up, honestly, was when I saw Elise send a person finally to stick up for herself in somebody's inbox, and they totally disregarded her and screenshotted it and sent it to her mom. I'm like, man, Elise lost her dad a few years back, and now she's done with this with her mom, and she does not deserve this. My oldest daughter is just a few years younger than her, and I've only met Elise when she was a toddler, and once, like, I don't know when you came up here, Elise, when I saw you, but I just saw you sitting at the table. We didn't even really exchange words. I just said hi to you, and but I have been there through everything. Like I was even over at the house. She called me when I was at work and started crying to me and saying that he wanted a divorce. And so I said, I'll be right there. I dropped everything. I left my office. I went there. I, gave her a hug. And I really ate up and believed everything that she was saying to me for a few months, But then everything kind of started coming to light more and more and more. But I didn't really want to believe it. But I did, because backtracking, you can tell me to shut up anytime. Backtracking, before she went back out there was a couple different times I took her to dinner. And when I left that dinner, I called my mom on my way home from it, and I'm like, you know what? And I started crying to my mom. I'm like, I am really concerned about Malaine because her mental health just there's something really wrong. I mean, my husband, he's half black and half white, and I'm white. But she was talking to me saying that how sorry she feels for me and my family, and that I live in Idaho, I'm in a red state, and that I need to get out of here because they're building concentration camps and they're going to take my kids and my husband, and I'm guilty by association because I'm married to a black man, and we're going to be, in a prison somewhere. And just going
Yikes.
off. But it was so disturbing to me. Then she was telling me all this stuff, and I don't know if y'all have seen The Handmaid's Tale. I usually don't watch dark shows because I like uplifting stuff, but my friend told me to watch it, and I did, a different friend. So anyway, she was talking about all this stuff. I'm like, damn, that sounds like The Handmaid's Tale. And then like an hour and a half into the conversation, she's like, have you ever seen The Handmaid's Tale? I was like, oh boy, she's blurring reality with this series on Hulu. It's really, really super dark. And so that was extremely concerning. And then she went off and started telling me how she thought she could have been pregnant. She's going through menopause. So she went to Smith's and she didn't use her fresh values card because they're tracking people that are buying birth or pregnancy tests. And then she made sure she paid cash. And if she was pregnant and they saw that on her fresh values card and she tried to cross the state lines, they're going to arrest her because they're gonna think that she's going for an abortion, and she felt sorry for my daughters for that reason too, if that were to happen. I mean, I could go on, and this is one dinner, and I didn't really want to go to the next dinner because of that dinner, and I did anyways because she was leaving. But I was kind of like, it was like a sense of relief. She like, teared up and choked up when she left, and I was kind of like relieved, you know, because it was just like, it was just, and there was other things too, but it was insane. And then also, so like I said, she's been a sister to me, and she's been really close, like with my cousins and my parents. My dad doesn't even want to hear any of this because it breaks his heart to see how she's been. He doesn't want to listen to that because it's just heartbreaking for him. But like my cousin, he actually went to the doctor, and the nurse there bowls with them. They're all bowlers, and she's like, Malaine? He's like, yeah. He's like, well, Ernie bought, or I don't know if I can say his name. Anyway, sorry, he bought a house.
Yeah, just don't say people's names.
Okay, it's like he bought a house, and he just posted on Facebook a picture of his house, and this girl just said congratulations, and she doesn't know any of the history of anything that's been going on. She just bowled with her. So she sent her an Facebook inbox out of the blue and said, "You are the devil. I hope you die soon."
Wow.
I'm not making this crap up. I couldn't make this up. My mind can't even fathom all of that.
That's crazy.
And this is 100% the truth, you guys. The people out there on the internet that don't know her and the situation. I mean, if you want to choose to believe her, that's because you're wanting to choose at this point. Because if you can't tell this person has some mental issues, I really wish she would get some help, because I've been guilty talking to my husband, saying, you know what, I've been in her life for 14 years. I've been through everything with her, and I feel like I'm not doing something to help her. I mean, anytime somebody doesn't agree with her on something, she pushes them away.
But you can't help someone that doesn't want to be helped. Like, I had a good friend from high school. She was a nurse. She had been in the Air Force, and she lost her nursing license because she started to have paranoia. And then it got so bad that she would accuse people of, she said someone put a camera in her, like someone snuck in
Wow.
her house, put a camera in her. People were watching her. People were pelting her with like with like stones and salt, and like she would go on these rants on social media. And then like I would see her on base and she seemed fine, but then on social media it's a whole, like, it was really bad, and there's nothing you can do. Like, when that mental health starts to decline and the signs are there, you can see it. And a lot of times, unless they are a danger to themselves or something, there's nothing you can do.
Yeah,
And
I get that.
and so I feel like you shouldn't like blame yourself because you couldn't save her or you couldn't make her go. See, you can't blame yourself. That's not on you. That's not on her kids. That's not on her husband. Like, you, in order for mental health treatment to work, you have to acknowledge it. You have to go and you have to do the work. And if she's got these strong traits, there's nothing wrong with her in her eyes.
Yeah, I just, like I said, like what I told my husband, even though she has bashed me and him too, because, and I think anybody that really knows the situation, she has pushed away. And I think it's because we all know the story. And to back up a little bit, when I was out there after he, went ahead and said, he wanted the divorce too, um, she told me that she's going to show him, she was going to get a lot of people to follow her on TikTok, and she's going to, make the $1 million, and he's going to be sorry he ever left her. And when she said all that, I was like, okay, I mean, maybe she's just talking about because she, has produced a coloring book that she's, wanting to sell now. And so I'm like, well, maybe she's just gonna just be like, honestly, she's just gonna put her coloring book out there. She's gonna get lots of people and promote it. But I didn't know she was gonna be doing it by dragging her ex and her daughter through the mud to do it. And the sad part is this coloring book is designed for little girls, promoted about little girls and like uplifting things and positivity. But at the same time, she's dragging her sweet daughter and her nice ex-husband. I'm sorry, but he is. He's a good guy. Nobody wants to hear that, but he is. He is probably the best thing that ever happened to her. But he couldn't take it anymore either. I mean, could you be married to somebody that has that kind of a personality on the internet and to do what she has done? I mean, really.
Alicia, someone was asking if if your husband was the one who sold the truck.
Yes. Yeah, he was the one, and he worked so hard for her, and he told me, he goes, she's like, she's treating me, by the way, every single month we all got together and take turns at each other's houses, had dinner, had game night till like midnight, laughing our butts off, having a good time. And she was treating him and had all these wild ideas in his head that he should be doing that he wasn't doing. And it was just insane. And he's like, I don't understand why she's treating me like she just met me off the street. He's like, he felt really bad for her that she was so upset about getting a divorce. And, she made this long, horrible review about him. And if you go to his work website and read the reviews, that is the only one you will find. He's been, people bring him gifts. He's not a typical car salesman. I know, like, oh, she's a wife, she's going to say that. But he knows how much she means to me, how bad we wanted to help her in any way possible. But she just had all these crazy things in her head, and she was just very, extremely difficult. So he said he really regretted even selling her a vehicle because of everything. She was so difficult.
Do you know do you notice like when the decline or whatever started? Was it like
Okay,
sudden or was
okay,
it like a
that's a good
traumatic?
question. That's a really good question. Um, I know there was. I'm going to really back up for a second. So in high school, um, I know there were some big issues with her stepmom. Allegedly, her stepmom, which I personally believe wasn't very good to her back then. So my parents took her in and had her and let her live with us during high school for like, I don't know how long it was because it was so long ago. I know she ended up graduating back in Utah, but a year. I don't know how long it was. Um, but anyways, and then we kind of like she went to, like I said, a senior to Utah. Then she ended up going back east, and I ended up moving to Utah myself. We were never there at the same time, but we'd have our phone conversations or whatever. And she moved back to Idaho 11 years ago, I want to say, because I moved back here 13 years ago. And something was really like off, but I was extremely naive and kind of blind to it. She was upset because she said her family, or she couldn't be around her, I think nephew or niece or babysit, or I don't know, something, because they thought she was doing drugs. And I was actually pissed at her family for assuming that. I was like, I did not have a good view of them at all. But I'll tell you, she was extremely skinny. She had sores on her. I've never been around people that do drugs, but she had sores on her, and she'd be out for a couple days at a time working on mirrors and stuff that she used to do. And when I'd ask her about it, she just said she had some kind of allergy or something. But she didn't look like somebody that had an allergy. But I think I just didn't want to believe it, so I honestly didn't. And then I do also remember having lunch with her when Elisa's dad passed away, and she was like, she was gonna go back out. She went back out there to support the kids during that time, but she admitted to me that she was a crying mess the whole entire time. She's like, and my daughter said, why'd you even come out here if you're supposed to help support, hold us up, and we're losing our dad and we're having to hold you up. And the only thing I ever heard about her dad was what a horrible person he was. She never said one good thing about him. He was like the devil. And so when she was telling me she was crying, I was super, super confused. But so there's the things. And then when her mom died, just some of her behaviors and stuff. I don't know if she was doing anything or not. I don't know. But I mean, I think all of it's just kind of snowballed into where she's at today. And I think the divorce probably tipped her over the edge because it got even worse from when I had dinner with her, which was pretty bad then at that point. So I just think that it's been a gradual thing, and then it just this is where we are today with it.
Yeah, when she came out here after my dad died, mind you, like, we were estranged and no contact, and my dad died, and like, naturally, I think me and my little brother just wanted someone, and we just kind of overrided everything we knew about her and still invited her to come out. And it was so bizarre. Like, from the moment she got in the house, she was just hysterical. Like, bawling on the floor, throwing tantrums in my dad's chair, in my dad's bed, just like all this really, really weird behavior. And mind you, like, when my dad was alive, this was the same lady telling me she couldn't wait until my dad died. Like, because she hated him that much. So yeah, a lot of people are really confused about that because she never told anyone what really happened. Like, I'm sure, Alicia, you never knew, and none of her close friends knew, and none of even her family out in Idaho and Utah knew that the reason why my parents split up was because she had an affair.
No, she never told me that. She just told me what a horrible person he was and how bad he treated her.
Yeah, so I think it was like her releasing a lot of shame and guilt because my dad was no longer around to like make her feel bad about it. I do a lot of psychoanalyzing her behavior because also I know, like, when people are manic, they do really risky things like spend a lot of money, or they're like hypersexual and things like that. And so I don't understand the mom's purpose of taking all this to TikTok. Also, someone was asking earlier why I don't want to say my side. I mean, I'm up here right now, but whatever. Also, Elusive D was talking about this earlier, that it's really not productive to say your side. One, because she uses it to just distract you from like the bad thing that she did, because she'll just like poke holes in the next thing that you say. And also, the people in my comments are doing the same thing. So it's like a lose-lose scenario where like I don't get anything out of it and you all just consume like my trauma as entertainment.
And they also asked me, like, because I said in my video, like, I told my friend don't really say anything, and they're like, well, why would you tell her to say that and you're saying something? And it's like, because I don't care if you come in my comments and you're rude to me, because I'm not the immediately directly impacted person. But what I'm not going to do is like open my friend up to that type of thing. And I've told you, I've messaged you like, it's not even that story time stuff. They get real nasty in the comments, and it's only for their entertainment. They don't consider the fact that like these are people's lives.
Exactly.
Yep.
Hi, Jelly Bean. I'm sorry, you didn't get a chance to come in and talk.
Oh no. I was a former client of Malaine's. I attended a ceramics retreat at her and her ex-husband's house. Me and along with, I think it was like 16 other women. We started noticing a shift in her behavior, I would say probably a month after that retreat. And I was one of her newer clients. We are all heartbroken to watch what she has turned into, because she was someone in the particular community that she did her business that was very respected. She is incredibly artistically talented. But to watch her unravel, and every one of us that repeatedly, including myself, tried to reach out to her when, when we found out, the extent of everything, that was going on, to offer an ear to listen. A very good friend of mine, she talked to her every day. And this started right after the retreat. I mean, there were days that Malaine would call my friend in just such a manic state where for days she wouldn't get off of her couch and she would just sit and cry. And my friend would try day after day, hour after hour, to try to pick her up off the floor and help her, only to have, when things started to get really bad and she tried to tell her that she needed help, she turned on her. She ghosted every single one of us. That when we were out there, she told us we were all family to her. But now that I have seen, which, I try to keep in mind that it's the mental illness.
Me too.
That I just hope that this isn't really who she is.
I
And I
did.
just want her to get help.
Me too.
Same with me.
I don't care if she never talks to me again. But as a mother of a 33-year-old son, I would never, ever do this to my child. Ever. And we have had some arguments. But I would never. And I have met her ex-husband. And he is an awesome guy.
Yes.
I mean, no husband is ever perfect. There are times when, your husband or wife, they get on your nerves. But this man would come home every day at lunch and make her lunch. He would come home every night and make her dinner. And I have to say, he is a fabulous chef.
Yes.
Not his regular day job, but
He made us
he
dinner every night
is
too.
fabulous.
Yeah. Everyone loves him. I mean, she can't stand that like her family has all taken sides with him over her. But honestly, I think everyone was really leaning on him to like care for her, and he talks about how he helped her regulate her emotions, but that's
Right.
just not really fair for someone to
Put that on someone.
Yeah, it takes a really big toll on you because she goes on and on and on and on and on. And like you might not even get one word in. She's just processing it in like real time. And that's why I'm saying like we all just want her to get help because she lashes out on people because she has this deep-seated trauma and shame around certain things that she's done in her life that she doesn't understand why she's done them. And she wants people around her that don't know about those things. And when it starts to become clear that she's done those things, if anyone brings it up or anything like that, it's like just reverts back to like 3-year-old child throwing a tantrum or like yelling or rage or, and her second husband and my dad were both very mellow, like go with the flow. Like my dad never yelled at me once. I think one time he raised his voice at me because I was talking while he was watching TV and he was getting pissed off. But that's literally like the only memory I have of him ever doing that. And so she does really well with guys like that because they don't like go tit for tat with her. But she did date one guy for a while who was not like that, and he ended up beating on her, and it was really sad because I knew this guy was bad news, and I was like not approving of him. She's like, you're never gonna like anyone who's not your dad, like da 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 da. And like, it's just sad because it really is her partners who are like regulating her emotions, you know, and she just needs help because she needs to learn how to do that herself. It's not fair to put that on other people.
No, it really isn't. And well, in fact, I know that she put a video out about the ex-husband stealing money from, I guess, her family's construction company, from her father and her brother's construction company. And then when I find out, that he went back to Idaho and he went back to working for them, I'm like, well, how does that makes no sense. And that, she claims to have receipts of that too. And I don't think she has anything. I really don't, other than what she's made up in her mind.
Mm-hmm.
And, all these people, it just drives me crazy of all these followers. I mean, she's got like these diehard people. Oh, we're Team Malaine. We believe you. Okay, what planet do you live on?
Also, they are very complicit in like her ongoing devolvement into psychosis and
Yes,
paranoia.
they have egged her on.
Yeah, because she ran out of people in the real world who would believe her story, and she needs someone to believe her story, because if no one believes her story, then she's forced to take a look in the mirror and accept that she might actually have been the problem. And so as long as there is one person in her comments saying, I believe you,
She's going to keep it up.
and it's just sad because all of these people are really complicit. Like, it's only going to get worse because, again, until she has to take a look in the mirror, she's not going to get help. I actually was really, this is sad, but like, I was really hopeful because I've been asking her to get help since I was a teenager, and we've been on and off no contact like most of my life because she has these fits of rage and they're very scary and traumatic for me, and I just cannot be around her. And I was really hoping that when she was in the mental hospital that she would get a diagnosis and get treatment because I want to have a relationship with her.
Well, like somebody stated earlier on the live, until she is willing, because I know for a fact that she told someone that she will only accept one diagnosis, and this is all a result of grief over what has been done to her by her ex-husband and her daughter. And she said that is the only way that she will accept any diagnosis, that she already knows that nothing is wrong with her.
Yeah. I mean, and I'm gonna be honest, could
But
be
that's a narcissist. I mean,
yeah. Well, yeah, that could be delusion. That could be, and I mean, there are a lot of people around here with mental health diagnoses, undiagnosed mental health. People got
oh,
anxiety,
absolutely.
depression. I'm a veteran, so I got some PTSD.
Yeah, I am too.
I got major depression, and I was talking to my son today, like before I saw y'all live, and I was just like, I said, I can't imagine. I told him, I said, if you went to like TikTok or the internet to call me out on something or be mad, like I said, I wouldn't even entertain it. And he said, He said, but I wouldn't do that.
Exactly.
He said, I don't understand the reasoning for it. And so watching it, like I've had people that I've helped in my life, younger people that did me dirty, took it to the internet. Now I'm gonna be honest, I'm a little petty. I'm very petty. And it took a lot out of me not to react, not to retaliate. Because I'm gonna be honest, I was gonna go scorched earth on that person. I was gonna lay their shit bare. And, I had to talk it out. I went back to therapy. And one of the things that made it so worthwhile was for my children to come to me and say, I'm glad you didn't do it. We're proud of you.
Absolutely. I
That
just
meant
had a
so much.
friend for 15 years that was, I mean, a classic. Her and Malaine could be twins right now. And when I decided that I just could not let my peace be destroyed anymore, and I decided that to, end my friendship with her until, she got mental help. She went off on me like a crazy person, throwing stuff at me, calling me names and everything. I stood there. I went to my car. I stood there, said nothing to her. That has driven her crazy. But because I told my son what happened, and to have him say, Mom, and even my own mother say they were proud of me, that is how I should have handled it. Don't say anything.
Yeah.
I
You
think.
know,
Go ahead.
it's just a lose-lose scenario. It really is.
It is.
Nobody wins in this whole thing, and
Now, Elise, I
mhm,
know she just put on one of her videos, like, I want to say last week,
mhm,
detailing how she has sat and thought in that camper when she was at the campground. And I think she said it was like in October.
oh, I
How
know what
she
you're
thought,
talking about.
yeah, she sat and thought of 3 ways that she was going to commit suicide, and went
Mhm,
through and eliminated and came down to one. And if it wasn't for her friend, her one of her friends that lived, next door to her on the campground, that she knew that he would be the one to find her, was the only reason she didn't do it. And the thing, Elise, that really, really scares me
mhm.
is that this is going to be the end result. She's going to reach a point where the followers are all going to go.
I don't think the followers are ever going to completely go, honestly, because there's other people with similar patterns of behavior who would have to see the flaws in themselves to see the flaws in what she's doing online. My personal worst concern was that I felt like this thing was going to get bigger and bigger, and she was clearly telling this lie on my friend because it gained her followers. And so my biggest concern was the way that these followers were going to react to her feeding them what they wanted because they wanted to hear my friend did this despite the fact that she did not. And I also felt like, and this is a personal thing, I'm not saying you feel this way, she felt like nobody was going to come to her defense.
Right.
And so I felt like it would get worse and worse if there wasn't at least one person who said, let me tell you something. I'm willing to take it there behind this person. Are you?
Yeah. Also, like, that was the scary thing about watching her put all those videos after he served her the divorce papers. Like, especially, she put up like a couple story times, and people were like with the pitchforks in the comments telling her like she should do all of these bad things, and then she gets up on the internet and films herself committing a crime. And that's
Yep.
my whole thing is like, okay, if enough people in her comments are making her feel righteous and like she's like doing the right thing, even if it's against the law, she can take it there in a certain mental state. And that's like when I felt the need to call the police, because I was recognizing all the signs of her behavior. Like she's in a rage mode, and the rage mode escalates into violence. She's capable of a lot of things when she's in that state. And that's what I told the person doing the mental health evaluation. They called me and they're asking me questions. I told her just like what I know about her mannerisms, her facial expressions, like
Now,
the
she's got a thing
pattern.
that she does with her mouth.
Mm.
And I
I'm
think that's
sorry,
from trauma.
Gina, but why throw your own mom in jail, like in a mental hospital? Look, you Gina, you might want to go somewhere that y'all might want to, like, please stop. Like, it, I
But
understand you
didn't
want to
she at
defend,
least go to your work?
Oh
like,
yeah.
I understand you want to defend the mom or stand up for the mom, but yeah, stop with the silliness in the comments, please.
You know, if these people really want to help her, stop.
Mhm.
Stop encouraging her, because they can end up getting innocent people hurt, very, very hurt.
Mhm.
Now, Elise, do you still have a protection order?
I never had one, but I need to go up there this weekend.
You need to go get one
Yeah,
Yeah.
while you,
before Monday.
yeah, you really do, sweetie. You really do. You know
Yeah.
what, Gina? You got your own issues. Maybe you need to work out your own issues with your own therapist instead of projecting up in here. How about that?
Gina
Mhm.
can't hear you. Gina is blocked.
Oh darn. Damn. Damn, damn, damn.
You should get Renee up in here, Mo.
Let me see. Oh, Renee is in my requests.
But
Let me see. I feel like I can still add people. Yeah, it's like unlimited.
Hi, Renee.
Hello.
Hey, Renee.
Hello, hello, hello. Real quick, just to let you guys know, and the daughter over here kind of knows the apprehension that I'm feeling because I messaged her last night, and Julie Bean also is aware.
I
There,
messaged Elise as well.
yeah, there's so there's apprehension here, and I literally have not talked to Malaine since October. We had talked every day, and everyone knows that I'm the friend that Jilly Bean was referring to at the retreat, that I was on the phone with her and tried to pick her up when she was low and that kind of stuff. I was um it doesn't matter what I was. I've been apprehensive to say anything or speak out because I don't want my business page or my profile page or any of my um social media bombarded with this. But as much as I don't want that, I also don't want this behavior to continue. And I know nothing I say is going to stop that. I tried, but I'm here to explain a little bit, not in defense of these people who follow her or believe her, but when you are so immersed in the one side of the story with this person that you've become so close to, that lets you know you're the only person that they have left in the world, and I'm sorry I'm so disruptive to your life, but you're the only person that I have. And there's so many things that go on there that you only hear that side and you see that pain, and she has so much pain that you believe it, even though every logical sense inside of you lets you know this is only part of the story. And you start seeing the inconsistencies. You still love this person so much, and you believe in them so much, and she's talented, and this is an artist's moodiness or whatever. You just don't want to believe that this person has that ability to lie to you. You feel them so well. And I was not going to involve myself in any of this, but the fear, it doesn't matter how much anger you have, and it doesn't matter how much sadness you have. I feel literally guilty because I encouraged her to put her healing journey. Like, she wanted to grow TikTok, and she wanted to be able to be in the content creator program and all of that. And I said, this is a really good opportunity. If she was going to go on her road trip, and I said, if you sat there and you recorded yourself, even if it's just yourself for a while, and you could put that out there and show people that this is how you can heal after being hurt, then that could encourage so many other people who are going through a hard time. Just, you can look back on this in a year and you'll see how far you've come. And when it started turning into what it was, and I would push a little. I literally talked to her every day she was in the mental hospital, like every single day. She'd call me and she was upset, and I can't believe this happened. And you try to talk to her, and like, you have this love for this person, and you're crying with them, but you're also exhausted. The energy that it takes, you're exhausted, and you're sitting there thinking, okay, what can I do? What can I say? But you start to get the sense that I'm going to be the next villain. You get the sense, like you see the pattern, and you get the sense, and this is going to happen. I'm going to be the next ex-best friend that did this, and this to her.
Mm-hmm.
And that happened. A confrontation happened. She'd reached out to me, and was just like, I want to talk to you about something. I have a question. Have you been talking to my husband and my daughter behind my back, and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, no, no, like, why? No. I mean, I literally blocked the husband when all this stuff started going down, because I just didn't want to be put in the middle of things. And
I did
I'd
the
only
same
ever,
thing.
yeah, I only had ever talked to Elise once, and it was Elise reaching out, knowing that I talked to her every day, desperately wanting some advice or some help to, she was worried about her mom, but she was also trying to forewarn me, knowing that I was helping her with her business, and I was trying to do another event with her, just the patterns that she had. And, there was all of this stuff. And I told Malaine, I said, that's the only time I'd ever talked to her. And, well, I have proof that you've been talking behind my back. No, you don't, because it hasn't happened. And, just went on attack mode. And I looked at her and I said, I'm not doing this. We're not doing this. She's like, oh, yes, we are. And I looked at her and I said, I am not doing this with you. If this is how you're going to proceed with this conversation, then we're done. And she said, fine. And that's literally the last time I spoke to her, because it got to the point where it was affecting my work life, the business that I was trying to build, all of these things, and my family. She came and stayed with me for a week, and I thought, I was so excited. I was like, oh, she's going to be here. Yada, yada. And I felt like my house was being held hostage, and I still
Mm.
encouraged her.
Mm.
It did. And I know how you felt, Elise, because you love this person. And I kept saying to her, nobody can tell you how you're supposed to feel. Nobody can tell you how fast you're supposed to get over it. I still believed in her. I still wanted to help her get through it. But it's also, you're never going to heal if you just keep rehashing the same thing over and over and over and over. It's the same story with little nuances. Like, let's focus on the positive. I still, as much as I'm angry with her, as much as I'm still dealing with the backlash with customers that are so upset about commitments that were broken, I love her and I care for her. I don't want her in my life because I have to protect my peace.
That's how I feel.
I have removed family from my life that I love because this is, I get to determine my safe space. I get to determine who's in my life. And Elise, you get to determine that. And the people
Yeah.
out there who, I understand what it's like to be like, I believe you, I believe you, I believe you, but we have to use the logical side of our brains, and what is the common denominator. And I promise you, the people that are really close with her now, that she's leaning on now, they're getting weary, they're getting tired, because you can love somebody unconditionally and you can be exhausted from them. And my heart is broken. I'm broken because you're going through this, she's going through this, and I miss my friend, but I don't miss the chaos that she continues to rehash and rehash and rehash. And Alicia, I just have to say, if I had to hear about that situation with the truck one more time, or the story about how you betrayed her one more time, like my heart was broken. And that, like,
Yeah.
I literally knew that's when I was going to be the next villain. I knew there was nothing that I could do that was going to stop that. Nothing.
Yeah,
So,
thank you so much for saying that. I mean, and that's another reason why I've stayed quiet this past year, because it's like like I said, I don't do well with this kind of stuff, just negativity and lashing out, and I just didn't want to put myself or my family through that, because she just takes it to the internet, and that's how you know, she goes
right,
after you. And I just didn't want that in my life, that negativity at
right.
all. I needed my peace. I love her, and I will
Mm-hmm.
always say I will always love Malaine. But
Mm-hmm.
like you said, I mean, you said it so eloquently and perfectly. I mean, what you're feeling is exactly what I've been feeling. And I mean, I had my tail between my legs when I, sent, her ex-husband a friend request again, because
Mm-hmm.
I felt so bad for
Same.
being fooled. You know what I mean? And he
Right.
was gracious, and yeah. I
It's
mean, even like on, you know, when she was so horrible to my husband, and he really went above and beyond. God did everything for her that she wanted to, even had it delivered to Virginia
right,
from here, and did extra things. And she was treating him horribly. Then the next day she calls me up. She goes, so what are you guys doing for the 4th of July? I was
right,
like, what? you know, like
right.
like it
Oh
was
my
nothing.
gosh. Wait,
Yeah, and I'm
hold
like,
on.
yeah,
Hold on. Alicia, that
yeah,
is so, you don't know what that means to me, because she would do something like so incredibly inappropriate or offensive or hostile in the house, and then I'd come downstairs in the morning the next day and it was like nothing happened.
really.
And it makes you feel crazy, and I started to call it amnesia, because I was
Mm-hmm.
like, wait a minute, like, did we not just witness you,
Yes.
like, it
Yes.
makes you feel like you're going nuts,
It
really.
does. It does.
Yeah,
It
it
does,
does.
daughter. It
Yeah.
does. And I'm going to tell you from experience, having somebody who is diagnosed bipolar in my life. Um, I tried to have conversations with her and explain to her, like, these extreme highs, these extreme lows, this, so quick to anger, like, maybe go talk to somebody. Sometimes medication is the thing that will save your life. And she would go back to that, her whole life in pharmacy, which wasn't your whole life. Yes, I know that you did it, but you know, you're putting these stigmas on medications that literally are life-saving to people. And I want you to feel better, like, consider it, or do, try, please do therapy or something, because it nothing hurts your heart more than when somebody you love is struggling mentally.
Let me say
Absolutely.
something real quick. You weirdos in the comment talking about that's still your mom. That's still your mom. Y'all need to stop that, because just because that person is your mom, if they're toxic to you, if they're toxic to your mental health, your well being, you don't have to keep them in your life.
Agreed.
You can
Absolutely.
either, you set boundaries. If they can't respect your boundaries, then they're going to move on. or you love them from a distance, but you don't even have to do that. Like, y'all need to stop. That's still your mom. That's still your dad. Like, come on.
It doesn't
And it's
give
also
anybody
her
the
decision to
right.
make.
Exactly.
It's
It
her
doesn't give
decision to make.
anybody the right. We didn't choose who our parents were no more than you choose who your children are, and you love but how many parents out there love their children unconditionally, and their children are awful, and they are hateful, and they're destructive, and they are abusive and attacking. Like, you can still love somebody unconditionally and remove them from your life because you have to protect your peace. The daughter did not ask for her entire life to be, and a lie at that,
Upended.
a
Oh,
lie, a
Called into
lie.
yeah.
question.
To Yeah, and to all of a sudden get bombarded with all of these people who want to stand up for her mother when they don't know. There are two sides, and usually three sides and four sides to every story, and your truth is your truth. But when there's a blatant lie, like, okay, great, and now I'm going to be attacked, and it's not hard to figure out where the daughter is. She's in a small town, and there's all of these things, and it's terrifying to me. That
Well,
It's
don't,
terrifying.
I know it is scary. I definitely have been feeling weird. However, I will say, you know, I have made a lot of really good relationships. I'm a very hardworking girl. I do a lot for my community, and I don't think like she could do anything to really jeopardize my relationships or my career or anything like that. But it was more like the digital footprint where I'm
Hmm.
just like, oh my God, I did all this work on this house, really just channeling my grief into something to try to feel connected to my dad because he died really unexpectedly. That's what my whole page was about. And now for like the digital footprint to be all
All
about
this,
this
yeah,
is
Right.
that's really the worst part of it because it's just a stain. This was really supposed to be about my dad, and now it's like she has just found a way, even with my dad being dead, to still be causing him harm.
right,
And you know why? Because she's jealous of you. She envies you.
right.
That's the whole thing. She probably feels bad because maybe she didn't raise you, she didn't treat you right, she didn't fight, and expected you not to be grow up and do so well for yourself. So she's got that envy. She's looking at you, she's mad at him because she feels, oh, he took my child, and she might feel like, oh, she chose her dad over me, and that plays into this right here. Oh,
Can
she
I
chose
say,
my husband over me. She chose helping him. Like a lot of her stuff is projection. Like, it's, yeah, it's crazy.
can I say something here, because
Hmm.
you bring up a good point. First of all, there is nobody on God's good earth that could take my children from me, ever. I mean, I'm actually remarried to the man that I divorced. We were married, we had a couple kids, we got divorced, we're back together. There was nothing that he could have done at that time that I would have fought until I died to keep my kids.
Okay.
And no, now, and I understand.
Oh, you
I
can.
understand. You can make choices of your own too. Like, if you make the choice that this is what's healthy, right? It was healthiest for you. I understand that. But the choice that you made was because of, well, I'm not going to speak for you, but I'm thinking you made the choice that was best for you and your brother. Like, you made the choice to go be where you were.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone has trauma, but it's how do we let our trauma dictate the rest of our lives? Do we overcome it? Do we work through it? It's easier for some
Mm-hmm.
people than it is for others. I understand
Mm-hmm.
that. But I guess the point I'm trying to make is you sit there and nobody can take you from anybody else. Choices are made by all parties involved. And if you made a choice at a specific age to say, yeah, this is not, I don't want to be here, I want to be here, then that was a choice that you made. If my sons had made that choice, it would have hurt. I would have respected it. But then I would have also been asking myself, why did they make that choice?
Mm,
Why, you know, not so much that it's a competition thing, but why would my kids choose to go no contact with me? That would be the first question I would ask myself. Am I the problem?
yeah,
You know,
well, that's not gonna happen with her because in her head, she has an image of herself and who she believes she is. And if she were to ask a question like that, it wouldn't compute with that image. And the image is actually like a self-defense mechanism. So like it's it's hard to explain to people who've never had to deal with someone like that. But like even like her cheating on my dad, like when I first found out about that, when I was a preteen, you know, I was angry and I was upset. If I would say something to her about it, she would scream. She would just start having a hissy fit because it was like, no, 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 like, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. Like, she literally couldn't hear it. And then, you know, maybe she could say the words out loud now, maybe that she did it. But it's like that action that she did, it doesn't align with who she sees herself as. People just
but the,
don't, yeah, they don't
she doesn't have
understand.
coping mechanisms though. She's never learned how to cope
She
correctly.
doesn't know how to regulate her emotions
Regulate.
either.
Thank
Yeah.
you. That was the word I was looking for, was regulate.
And I just want to tell Luis, you're a troll. You have a 000 account. You created this account just to come in here and troll. So you're probably somebody they know. Get a life. Come in on your real account. Okay, I'm gonna go back on mute.
So
No, the
people are,
daughter did not get with
No.
the stepdad. Stop.
yeah.
Get with the story.
Oh, I remember what I was gonna say, you guys. You guys started talking about projection. So one thing about this whole situation that I have found very interesting, because again, I do try to really like analyze her behavior and I really do try to understand her. But like what she is accusing me of doing, which is like sleeping with a man that's more than twice my age, she did that. Like she literally did that. When she was 26 years old, she was working in a pharmacy. She was the pharmacy tech. The pharmacist was in his late 40s, married with 2 kids, and she slept with that man, got pregnant, and that's how I was born. So like the irony of this whole thing is not lost on me. Like, why are you accusing me of something that you harbor such deep, deep shame over? It's weird. But I also feel like there's some sort of like biological psychology behind that. I don't know.
I
Look,
agree.
you know, McMath, you know how I told you I was a little messy. You have to think about it. It has to go back at least 9 months before you were born.
Hmm.
So we're talking 96. And I think at that time, because remember, she got married at 25. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, so she started like 23 or 24.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
So yeah. So I feel like that's a lot because like there's a saying that goes, we despise in others what we can't see in ourselves. So she's disliking you for what she thinks you're doing because that's something that she's done.
Right.
That makes total sense. Yep.
It's heartbreaking. I feel bad for everyone involved. I removed myself. Um, but I'm proud. I'm proud of you, daughter, for I don't think you owed anybody an explanation, by the way. You need to know that. I told you that. You owe nobody an explanation. But
Yeah.
I'm proud of you for getting on, and it's literally because of that I got off of my fake account that I was using to avoid being attacked, and I got on my real account to say what I needed to say because you've been braver than most people can be, and I do just need to say to those people who are like, yeah, no, she did it, she was with the dad. They were living in the house with her daughter and her boyfriend. Like, he was there. And the video she just did about how, you know, the daughter and the husband would be downstairs at the kitchen table laughing and talking and having dinner or whatever. They weren't down there by themselves. Boyfriend was there.
Mm-hmm.
They were all down there doing family dinner, and she was upstairs feeling like they didn't want her around. And she'd be on the phone with me talking about that. And I'd just be like, well, just go downstairs, and be a part of it. Well, they all stopped talking. And it's like, well, okay. So, like, she's sucking the oxygen from the room,
But
but
also, wouldn't you want your husband to have a positive relationship with your kids, especially if you
yeah,
cannot have one?
exactly. But she felt that, they love him more than they love me. And I would try to say, no, that's not it. You just, I would explain to her, like, there's history there that, you went out there to have a relationship with your daughter, and it's going to take work. It's not just going to magically
Mm-hmm.
happen. This is going to be work. And you guys, and I told you, daughter, when we
Mm-hmm.
talked that one time, I was upfront with you and said, I'm not going to hide that you called me from your mom. Like, before we even talked, I said, if you want to still talk to me, I'm going to let your mom know that we talked. I wasn't going to lie to her. And you were like, yep, that's fine. But I told you, like, you had mentioned a couple of times the irreparable damage that was done. And I'm like, well, then you have a decision to make. Do you want to put the work into it that's required to go do some therapy? Yes, she also needs therapy, which I've been trying to gently, you know, I'm much more aggressive right now, the way I'm talking about it, because it's just, you try to be gentle with somebody that doesn't handle that directness. She can handle directness for some things, but when it came to you and it came to the family dynamic, like, it was very sensitive, sore subject, and I do understand that. But, like, therapy is needed. Like everyone needs to be in a safe space where they can say what they need to say, and have a mediator there to help that narrative. And I don't know what it is about therapy that scares her, but I'm proud of you, and I'm sorry that this is happening, and you owe nobody anything. And it's only because I saw you be brave and do this that I was like, all right, let me just go say it. And then Jilly Bean got on, and I was like, okay, I
Well,
at
I
the end
had
of the
first
day.
reached out to Lil because I saw
Aw.
her video saying,
You are awesome, by the way.
no, I had said, she's saying, is anybody going to get on
Yeah,
and say anything?
yeah.
Any friends, anybody, is anybody going to,
Well,
is
I think she
anybody
was
going to go?
saying, where are her friends at? Where are her defenders at? Where are the
Yeah,
people
at
that are
least,
there
or
to
yeah,
defend her?
at
Yeah, and
least
and
exactly.
you
And I
know,
reached out to her and, said, and then, Renee, when you and I were talking, and I mean, I was literally up all night last night.
yeah, I haven't been able to
Um,
sleep either. Yeah,
Same. That's how I've been.
yeah,
Same.
I don't
yeah.
agree. I'm
I
like
have
you,
been knocked
Renee.
out.
That's
She's like, I've said my piece, and I go to
I'm
bed
because
like,
just
expose
fine.
the liar. I'm
yeah,
going to bed.
and that's why you're sleeping good, because you got it off your chest. You said what you had to say, and that's why you sleeping good.
I also
Hmm.
think that her comments were full of like people who were so close, right? There were people who were like, some of this is not making sense. It's not
Hmm.
adding up. And I thought that if I came on here the most direct way possible, which is saying that lady's full of shit. Like, I'm not going to mince my words. I don't believe what she's saying. that those people, and some of them did, like I saw some of her followers be like, I was just thinking about how this didn't make sense, that would at least be able to like at least create some doubt in the spirit, because there were also already people who are like, this doesn't make sense, I already believe your daughter, and she would like respond with some big thing to try to, you know,
Well, and
distract.
we've already discovered Malaine's patterns on her videos. She will make a bunch of upbeat, you know, TikToks, you know, talking about whatever. I mean, even
Her glow ups. She has her glow
yeah, her
ups.
glow ups, and we know that there's a crying video coming, because I just said this to Renee the other day. I said, crying
Thank you for
video's
showing this
coming.
stuff to down here. Thank you though. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
What is
And
going on? I don't understand these little emojis that are popping up. I've never done
Me
a
Those
too.
live
are
before.
gifts. Those
those
are
are
gifts.
gifts.
They're
Oh,
gifts, but I'm
oops.
saying like they can also tap your box and send the gifts to you. So I was asking them to send the gifts to you, but I do
Uh,
really, really appreciate them. Thank you.
Yes.
but what does that mean? Is that just like,
It's a little bit of money. You get some
Yeah, I was gonna
coins.
say I think I just got me a nickel or something.
Yeah, you get coins. So if you connect your PayPal to your account, you can
oh,
cash them out, and you get a few little coins. That 191, you probably got you about 20 cents. I
$2?
don't know, because it's not.
20 cents.
Yeah, it's not a
What's
Oh,
lot.
up now?
I'm rich.
Yeah.
Okay. Some people are saying, why am I not talking? I'm not talking because I have a lot of other people on this thread who have also suffered at the hands of my mother, and I just think this is a nice space for people to, I don't know, like have support for one another, because it's very hard to be going through all of this in isolation. I'm sure all of us have been like glued to our phones for the past like week, and it's
Week.
just not healthy. And I think that this is very nice to create a space where we're just like listening to each other.
Yeah, because when you would tell me, and I'd be like, just let's all just look away. That
Well,
is
Oh,
one of
so
the one of
okay.
the
How
crazy.
have we also
conversations.
suffered? Somebody just
Well,
put in the chat, how have we also suffered? Because we're
yeah, it
watching a
doesn't.
friend.
But at the
Yeah,
end
and
of the,
I've
that's
been
it.
like receiving racial attacks from
Okay,
Yeah.
look,
people and
I'm just
stuff.
some random grandmother on TikTok. That's all. I'm not like a friend. I'm just a random nosy person. I found out some information, and then somebody, yeah. But yeah, that's all. I'm here.
And
At the
even
end of the
like
day,
internet
you
wise, people are
suffer.
normalizing the behavior, and like the internet suffers when a grift goes too far.
Yeah.
You know, like
And when
obviously
you
these are the
love
folks who are
somebody,
immediately suffered, but it's not right that it's happening, period.
now when you love somebody and you believe in them and you want to support them and you're trying to be there for them no matter what, and you're watching this painful, you're watching lies or you're watching embellishments. Like there's some of it that's just straight lies and some of it's embellishing their truth or whatever. Like it hurts. It hurts to watch somebody you love go through this. And the daughter doesn't have to talk to anybody. So why isn't the daughter talking? We're all talking, but you know, nobody owes anyone anything here. We're trying to be here for each other. We're trying to be here for the daughter. I'm going to be honest. It's the only reason I'm here. That's it. That's the only
Right.
reason.
Thank
So,
You're the
you.
only reason I'm here.
Because she
yeah,
doesn't deserve this at all.
no.
Yeah, seeing her go
Well,
through this for the past year has really broken my heart. And like
Yeah.
I said before, I thought I was just going to stop after a few months. And I was also scared to speak up because I didn't want to be, a target as well, But Elise, I think, you sound like a great person. Like I said, I've really never talked to you. Our first conversation was a couple voice messages, this last couple of days. But I just wish you healing from this. And I hope this stops soon for you. So and also, just watching this, also having people send her money
I
from
know.
people because there's,
Mm.
she ruins it for people that are really suffering. I mean, she's suffering in a different way, but I'm talking about, but she's taking advantage of the people out there. A few months ago, somebody was on Facebook and on a public page in a car with her kids saying her husband beat her, she needs to get out of town, and my husband doesn't even know this, but I gave the person $100 because I was like so like worried
Mhm.
about her. But now it makes me wonder, I'm like, was I scammed? You
Hmm.
know what I mean? And so to see her do that, scamming people, having them believe into her story, giving her money from the false story, and also hurting her daughter and her nice ex-husband, which some people won't want to hear me say that, but it's the truth. I know. That's what
Mm.
really got me to start talking because it's been a year. It's enough.
Alicia, I don't know if like the first experience I had, and I kind of chalked it up to like, hey, their relationship is their relationship. Like, it's not my place to dictate how somebody should talk to somebody else. But a lot of times it would be, it's that tone. It's just like all of a sudden it's like this switch that's flipped, and it's like you're talking to somebody like they're a piece of garbage, and you're like, where did that come from?
It's
Yeah.
also the face. And I said this, okay, so we were estranged for a very long time. And the first time I flew out to Idaho after she picked up everything with this dude and moved it out there, this was a different dude. She ends up marrying Ernie. I never really knew him for real. And her mom died during COVID. And me and my little brother went out there for the funeral. Well, I had no idea that Ernie didn't know the truth about why my parents got divorced. And we're out on the porch, like, we start getting into it, and she makes this face at me. And mind you, like, I had not, it had been a while, probably since I was like a preteen, since I had experienced that face. And I said to her, like, please stop making that face at me. You're really scaring me right now. And like the more and more, like after I had been reconnecting with her as an adult, I realized that it was actually just triggering to me. And the reason it was triggering to me was because I knew that when that face came on, if you started to go tit for tat with her, it gets to a point where she will hit you. Like, she cannot control her anger in that moment. So it is like her whole demeanor kind of shifts. And I mean, if you're talking with her on the phone, it can just turn into
Yeah,
screaming. But
yeah.
like in person, it's scary.
Well, another thing, at least too, I remember she told me herself during this time that, Ernie did want, I see the name, he did want to talk to her. And so they went and had to talk, and she was like, he was telling me that he doesn't like it when I start yelling at him, that it makes him nervous and blah, 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 and I'm like, okay, well, I probably get kind of nervous too. And she also told me that, because she smokes a lot of weed, and that you didn't appreciate her smoking in front of your house that you've been refurbishing. And she's like, I'm not going to have, her words were, I'm not going to have my child parent me. But I'm thinking, but you're living in her
But
house,
you're
but
living in her house. I
I'm
would say the
very
same
Exactly.
thing.
yeah,
Hmm.
I didn't say it because I'm very non-confrontational, but I was like, whoa, there's like all these things over time. I mean, this at the end of the day, it doesn't surprise me, but it also does, because I can't believe my friends in this, her mental health is where it's at, and it really saddens me.
Yeah,
Hmm.
well, she has a lot of addictions that she suffers from. One of them is social media, but you brought up the usage. So, like, I knew that she did that because I had been out in Idaho and I'd seen her do it. I didn't really understand, like, how frequently she was doing it. And when she got here and she didn't have any, she's asking me for some. And I'm like, no, I'm not doing, you're my mother. That's like so wildly inappropriate. And then she's like furious at me. That becomes like the first point of contention right off the gate as soon as she gets out of the U-Haul. Then she finds out where to get it. She's buying it. She's got money for this, but she doesn't have money to chip in, to the bills. Like, that was the arrangement. Okay, so that she's going outside at like 7 in the morning, sitting out on my porch, out in the open. I live right across the street from the elementary school. Again, I live in a very small town. The kids are getting dropped off at school in the morning, and she's out there with a glass pipe, like just blowing smoke all over the place, stinky, stinky. And I'm like, lady, like, use some discretion. Like, if you were out here at 7 in the morning with a glass of whiskey, people might think you're an alcoholic and that you have a problem. And so it wasn't that I was telling her that she couldn't. I was just like, you have to understand how this looks. Like, if you see my neighbor's kids outside, like, maybe don't do that. Like, please go in the garage. Please wait until, like,
Yeah, she did tell me that you said
Oh,
that. That's
yes. I
exactly
was
what you
going to
said.
say,
Yeah.
Alicia, I'm glad. Yeah, because that was a big source of contention that,
Yeah.
that's her medication. And first, you wouldn't get her any or you wouldn't give her any. And of course, a lot of people in my life smoke it. I can't stand the smell of it, whatever. It's people's thing. However, like, it's fine. You want to smoke it, but like, don't get upset about it. Like, you can figure it out. But when she was so mad, when like I can't go out on the porch, I can't go. Now I have to go in this garage that's falling down,
Yeah.
and I'm like, well, it is her
mm.
house. Like,
Yeah.
And then
it's her house.
it became the face, right? And here's how the voice sounds. I'm 52 fucking years old, and I'm not gonna have my daughter tell me how to live my life.
Yep, I heard that
Yep,
too.
Yeah.
yep.
Yeah, we've heard that voice.
And you should have picked up the phone and dialed my number. And I
Yeah.
would have came
Police.
over there and said, I'm not your daughter.
Elusive D, nobody's dating the ex.
Oh,
Yeah,
There's
so
no,
but
I
so there
know,
was
but I
no
was
dating.
that's why that person I was like, huh, because yeah, I know that, but I
He
wanted them
never
to
had a
elaborate
girlfriend.
because they sound stupid. Like
Yeah,
it's
he
oh,
just
never
so
had a
okay.
weird.
girlfriend.
Yeah, I
Oh,
already know
okay.
that. Oh
I
yeah, I
was
know.
like, okay. I was like, I saw the comment and I was like, not putting two and two together. I was like, yeah, okay. Got it.
But now you can
Also,
see.
y'all three up top. I requested you, Jelly Bean, but the other two of y'all, I followed y'all back. So if you ever do, because I appreciate y'all speaking up, but I know there was a valid concern for like retaliation from her folks.
Yes.
If you do find that happening, please don't hesitate to let me know. And I also think that's what made this approach probably a little bit more effective in terms of like coming back at her, because if it was one of y'all first, it very well could have been that I'm just sending my followers over there to attack this person into submission. Whereas I think you can click the profile and be like, who the hell is this talking about me? But once you see the numbers, it's like, oh, that would be
hmm
punching above my weight class. I have to reconsider how I do this. And so I
No,
completely
Malaine
get why
did
y'all
not
do it.
say that they slept together, but she did make insinuating comments
Numerous.
Well, she'd sit
that would
there and
leave
do
it
like the
open.
shruggy emojis, or she's leaving the
They're
breadcrumbs, like
consenting
she likes to call
adults.
them.
Well,
Yeah,
when she's
it's.
saying that her husband left her for her daughter, I
hmm
mean, come on,
What do
you
you
know?
think? It sounds
Someone
like
said,
it.
are they a couple? And she liked the comment. What does that mean?
Right.
And
Give me
somebody
a
said,
couple of best
is that
buds.
somebody said, is this a Woody Allen situation? And she
Right.
said, maybe, with the
Maybe.
little pouty face. Do you all know what Woody Allen did? I mean,
He
that's the
molested his
Right.
part.
daughter.
Right.
Like,
He got with
uh,
his daughter. Now, come on.
mm-hmm.
Well, and all he was trying to do, he went out there to give her the opportunity to have that relationship with her children. He left his children, like his children were closer, but he did that. He loved her. Like,
Mm-hmm.
he really loved her. There wasn't a lot that he said no to. I mean, he did all the cooking at that event, and like, she called him her unicorn over and over and
Oh,
over
yes, I
again.
forgot about that. Yeah,
Yeah.
she always
Hmm.
said, "This is my
Yep.
unicorn," all the time.
Yeah. And but then I don't know. It's bizarre. It's like the narrative on any given day is different. It's different any given day. And I feel guilty for feeling like I enabled that for so long. But like, again, I loved her. I believed in her. And I was like, well, we all have a little unstable in us. Like, okay. But it's just not okay. It's the same story over and over again. There's nothing different from what she's posting now to what she started posting a year ago.
She's
Yeah.
just sprinkling in a little bit more like
Yeah.
controversial wording
Hmm.
to try to make things go viral. And then she makes a video
And
like,
avoiding any inconsistencies from before.
Right.
she's like, I couldn't believe in my wildest dreams that this would have taken off like this. I'm like,
Yes, she did.
that's
Hmm.
I
what
was
you've
just
been
looking at
trying.
my analytics.
Exactly.
Yeah. People keep asking about this work trip like it's some sort of gotcha. Again, her husband worked for her family's construction company. When I found out that they were in a bad financial spot, at the same time, the construction company I'm working at is looking for a project manager. I help him, her husband, who I don't even know this dude, get a job, and now he is very intertwined in my life like 24/7. Okay? He's living at my house, and I'm also working with him. We go every year at the company that I worked at to the International Builder Show in Las Vegas. The owner of the company paid for everyone to go. Like, all my coworkers are there. I don't know why people think that that's like such a gotcha thing that I help your husband get a job. We go on a work trip. And what? Like, what, where?
That's what I'm saying. Like this
Well,
person is
because a
saying,
lot
why
of
didn't you
people, they
tell
say
her
they're
that
going
though?
on work
Tell her
trips and they're
what?
having a
We work together and work is going on a trip? Like what's there to tell her?
Hmm.
And it was not just them.
No.
What is this person saying? I don't know, but why didn't you just tell her that though?
That's
Tell her
what she's
what?
like, why didn't you just tell her that about the work trip? That's when I seen it pop up and it's like
Because
I
she
don't think
never said any, she never accused me of being with her husband.
Because
I
she
would have,
knows that's not the case. She's just trying to spin that for her viewers. She knows that. She doesn't believe that. She wants you guys to believe it so she can get viewers, so she can eventually put her coloring book online so everybody can buy it, especially for the people that are feeling bad for her. That's the bottom line.
Hmm.
I'm
Sorry.
still
and that
confused.
coloring
That's what
book
I believe from what
is
she's told me.
Is she still promoting her GoFundMe?
no,
She,
No. No.
no, because she can't get
I
that
mean,
we
it's
money.
still
knew they
active.
were
It's still
going on the
active.
trip. The trip wasn't a secret. This is what I'm saying. Like, Alexandria, are you okay?
mm-hmm.
Are you
Yeah.
okay? Because again, we shouldn't have to tell someone who's 52 fucking years old that a work trip means everybody who works together is going.
The dynamic was like we're all staying in separate hotel rooms. I'm staying in a hotel room with the girl who works at the company. They're staying in the boys' hotel rooms. We wake up in the morning, we walk to the convention center, we go to a bunch of classes related to construction, which is what we work in. We come back to the hotel, we get dinner, we go to bed, we wake up, and we do it all again. It's a work trip. Like, I don't know what else to tell you guys.
She shouldn't be talking to him behind her mom's back. What? That's not it. That is the narrative that you've been fed. I mean, they live together, they work together. This is her stepdad. And in all reality, it was Malaine that was sitting there telling the daughter
She
all
brought it
of
to
the
Elisa's
yeah,
doorstep.
exactly. And I think that the only thing was that having the daughter there to witness how poorly, I don't even think the husband understood how poorly he had been treated
Mm.
until there were other people that were there to actually bring it up and point it
Witness
out.
it.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
Kimmy777 Oakley, fuck you, bitch. Get the fuck out of here. I'm sorry. I believe the mom, you were rude to your mom after and she painted your house. This is the same mom who's accusing me of sleeping with her husband to 10 million people around the world. Yeah, I'm mean to that lady.
That's ridiculous. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, she can't hear you anymore now.
I love you. You
I
are
hope
like
she
my
got
new
two
favorite
accounts.
person.
I know.
It's so funny.
I'm gonna be honest.
Well,
You make
We're
me a
all
also,
mod.
going to be
like,
You
calling
make me a
her.
mod.
honestly,
Y'all won't have time to read them because they'll be gone. Because
but
Uh,
like
talking to your stepdad behind talking to your stepdad behind her back. Everybody's behind your back when you're on the front porch smoking reefer at 7 in the morning. Everyone's behind you. You're on the front porch.
She
Like, what
chose to
are we
isolate
talking about?
herself. She didn't feel welcome, and she was upset, and she didn't think that they respected her business, and I fell for it. I'm going to be honest with you guys. Like, I just be like, I would try and tell her, like, well, just prove them wrong, work your business, do your stuff, do your videos, get your classes out there. You can make money doing this, that. But then it was, no, I can't do that here. There's always people coming to the house because this construction person or that construction person. There was always an excuse. There's got to be TikTok for hours and hours in the morning, or not TikTok, but social media. That's part of her business. And I understand that, doing classes and stuff online myself. I understand that that's part of business, but you actually have to do the classes. And I would try to gently encourage and do this stuff. But then they'd get home, and because she felt they just didn't want her to be around, and that might be accurate because of the way she was acting, but the behavior didn't change. And then she would go and close herself up in her room and not be a part of things.
Well,
So
Renee, what did she do when she
Now,
came
why
to
would
your
you
house?
encourage her to sell that coloring book? When is the last time you bought a coloring book?
You know what, though? It's actually a really good coloring book.
it is. And her
It is really
supporters
For
wanted to
young
buy
talented.
it.
girls.
No, Lilo, her supporters wanted to buy it. Like, they bought the digital version. And then when she got the real version, they were like, let me know. There are people who really supported her and believed in her. They wanted to buy it, and she ghosted them. It was insane. And again, you can do what you want to do, but this is your business. If this is what you want, if this is what you want to do, and you have people who want to buy the coloring book, then sell it. Like, do it. Like, nobody's stopping you. Nobody's stopping you
Mm-hmm.
from doing that.
And then it
So
was, I just need a couple more weeks because my coloring book is really gonna take off and I'm gonna make millions and then I can pay you rent. I was like, lady, I believe in your dreams. You're a big dreamer. I stand by your dreams. However, everyone in the world has dreams. We pursue our dreams after we clock out of work and have enough money to pay our bills. So I need you to get with the program here. Not to mention, like, the fact that she didn't want to get a job is really what most of her relationship issues, like, tie back to. With my dad, with her second husband, you want to be swiping the credit card on this, that, and the other, but you don't want to pitch in. And she's this ultra feminist, and I'm like, but you want to live a trad wife lifestyle. That doesn't make sense to me.
Off a coloring book.
Alexandra, we're all asking the same questions. Do you ladies not want us to ask questions? You can ask questions, but I think what the daughter's goal and the friends and everyone that's here is trying to address all of the things that have already been said and people have been
Okay.
asking for receipts.
And allow me to use direct language, Alexandria, because there have been several opportunities, not on this live, for you to go figure out what the hell is going on. You've asked 5 times, is her birth father in the picture? He is no longer with us. Sometimes that's why you stop asking a question. And seeing as you don't have any context for what the fuck is going on, you haven't seen from anybody that everybody has said this. Even Malaine has said that he is no longer with us. So what the hell have you watched to bring you here?
Hey, but Elise, she put on her TikTok that she was paying you $1,000 a month.
Yeah. Well,
So
that was.
hostile. Goodbye. Have fun at the block party.
She did. Okay, I will say that when Christmas time came around, she got some window jobs, and she, after a couple months, paid rent 1 month and checked the box, and that was it. So that's the thing. That's the thing that people are saying. Well, she has so many details and she tells such a good story. And the thing that people don't understand about narcissists, or she doesn't have a diagnosis, but I think she possesses a lot of these traits, is they're really good storytellers because they live in a delusional world where they cherry pick the parts of the story that fit the image of themselves that they have in their head. So, for example, the thing about the painting, oh my God, so annoying, this stuff about her painting my house. She flies out here because I'm like, can you help me? Literally the first time I've asked her for help, probably in my entire adult life. I buy her plane ticket. She flies out here. She paints the remaining things in the house. I have already hired painters. I think it was a $3,000 invoice to spray prime my entire house, which is why the walls are white. That's what primer is. You have to prime walls before you paint them. They back roll the spray. They finished the first floor entirely, all the doors, everything. I paint the third floor. She does the trim in the bathroom upstairs and the exterior doors. She helps me, but then she uses this against me. So it wasn't like she really wanted to help me because she's my mom. She's doing it because then she's going to weaponize it against you later. And then there's stuff about the office. The office thing really gets on my nerves, okay? Because she says, I wanted it to be painted a different color. Cap, that's not true at all. You can go to her own post and you can see this post she made of her scrubbing the floors. You can look around in the office. The walls are not painted. The trim is not painted. I told her, because the arrangement was she was going to come help me finish painting the rest of the second floor. I was taking her in after everything that happened, and she was offering to help me finish that. It was going to be this mutual thing. It was going to be so great. Well, she gets here, and she's already on one because I'm sure, as you friends know, she couldn't get the cat in the U-Haul. She left the cat in Idaho.
And
She's
I took care
freaking.
of it every single day while she was in helping her neighbor feed that cat. I'd go to
Oh, me
that house
too.
after work and help do that.
Yeah, me too. Every day you heard about it.
Yeah.
Okay, so she gets here and she's freaking out because she left her cat to fend for itself in Idaho. She gets out of the U-Haul and she walks upstairs and she sees that there's like a couple boxes in the office and a bed frame. And what I think was really the issue is I had made her husband like a little welcome basket.
Oh
And
yeah,
I
she
think she
posted
was just
that.
butthurt that she didn't get a red carpet welcome.
Yeah, she brought that up multiple
Yep,
times.
she did.
Oh my God, bro. What did she say? Come on, spill.
No, she was so upset and hurt over the fact that, you know, because she'd actually sent me the pictures because she thought it was so sweet of, you know, the little table and the welcome thing that she did for Ernie and the little bottle of whatever you got him. And I knew that it was like you didn't know him well. You were just trying to make him feel welcome. Like, you know, we'll break the ice. And when she got there after driving 4 days by herself, you know, nothing was set up for her. Nothing was ready for her. And I mean, I felt for her because I think she had an expectation because she, you know, I think she was hoping that it was going to be, I think she just thought she was going to get there and all of the past history and everything was going to be forgotten. And, you know, so she was hurt by that. She brought it up and she was just like, you know, she did this for him and they can't do it for me. And, you know, I can't dictate what hurts somebody's feelings, but that really, she talked about that a lot.
That's so wild to me. Like,
Oh, there's people are asking in the comments, why would you make a welcome basket for him and not your own mother?
Because a stranger's moving in my house, I'm doing that for my mother.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
literally, I've met this dude like 2 times. What I know about him is he has stood by her through all of her outbursts, through all of her dragging people online, through all of her making a scene at his work, through all of her getting him in a bunch of financial problems. He stood by her side. My understanding is this guy is willing to pick up everything, uproot his life. All of his family lives out in Idaho, and he still like wants to make it work with her. And I'm thinking, you know what? I'm not even a gift giver like that for real, but I'm thinking this guy probably feels a little uncomfortable. He's coming alone without her with him. He's moving in with me and my boyfriend. Let me just puts like a little hotel goodie bag in the room to say, glad you decided to come. Welcome. Like, is that a crime? I don't know.
Nope.
No, it was a sweet gesture.
Yes, it
And
was.
I'm just going to respond to her really quick. And I'm sorry, a little off topic, but digital independent CEO. The mom probably went off the deep end when her bio dad passed away. Her bio dad didn't pass away.
Mine did.
Yeah, the daughters did.
But
Just
she did go off the deep end when my dad passed away because she hated my dad, and my dad reminded her of all the mistakes. I do too, all the mistakes that she's made because she had an affair on him and ruined everything. And so when my dad died, there was no longer that person there to make her feel bad about it. And all of a sudden it was, I loved him so much. She's kissing on his dead body at the open casket viewing. She's wailing all throughout the
What? I'm
Oh,
house.
sorry.
she told me that herself,
She
actually.
she
what?
she actually didn't tell me that. She just made it sound like when she cried, you made her feel like she didn't have any right to cry. Like
She
I did.
didn't.
Yeah, well, but I didn't know about that whole open casket thing.
Yeah, she told me that Elise was mad that she did that. So I know
Mm,
about that.
I would have been
mm.
too.
Yeah,
I would have been like, you did what, girl?
listen. This was one of the instances where she does something crazy and I just go quiet because I was taught that if you don't have anything nice to say, it's better to say nothing at all.
So you don't
Because
consider your mom a guest when she comes to live with you just because she's your mom?
Okay.
Like
With the,
that when you typed it, or
it's not
she didn't
making
consider
sense.
herself a guest either. She said, I'm gonna light this up wherever the hell I want, get to screaming on everybody over the breakfast table and cutting the food. Would you do that as a guest?
Mm.
Nope. Well, Renee, look what she did when she came to your house. She's
it doesn't.
hiding
This
under a
isn't about
blanket.
me. I know
But it's
this
just
isn't about
showing
me.
how
I know the
she acts in other
unstableness.
people's houses.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't matter. She was supposed to come here. It was supposed to be like, oh yeah, because her followers were missing her. They reached out to me every day, and so she said she was going to come back through, and we were going to do a project and do a live. And okay, cool, that's fine. And she was still so distraught and upset. She was, and again, I'm not here to tell somebody you can't still be crying or upset, but then there's all these TikToks that are posted while she's here, but then after she left, she went 3 houses down in the parking lot and was posting videos that she took in my house about, these men and these men and these men and these terrible men. And she was just in a house full of my men that were held hostage. I have a very tiny house. Nobody, she's sleeping on the couch, and we bought a new couch that was delivered. So the first night on the new couch, she's doing a video on these terrible men, all these men, all men suck. And I'm sitting here thinking, dude, you're in a house full of my men. And you don't post it while you're here. You post it after you leave. And I'm just sitting here like, what the hell Twilight Zone am I living in? And it was funny and not funny at the time. So like this isn't but she just like and here's what it really boils down to at the end. And I had said this to Elise yesterday. Um, I've been hesitant to say anything because the more people that are out there making these TikToks about trying to break down the story, the more followers she gets, which fine, whatever. I haven't wanted to add fuel to the fire, but there literally is nothing that anyone is going to say to her that's going to make her believe she needs help.
Right.
That's the scariest part. And it's
Mm-hmm.
heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking. If she's not going to get help unless she's forced to. And it breaks my heart.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe we could get some of the followers to be like, can't wait to see your therapy journey.
Where's the receipts for that? Mhm.
Oh, like how Renee, like how you said to her she should do her healing journey and she ate that up.
Oh God.
And then turn it
It just
into a
it
hate
went
journey.
totally sideways. It went totally sideways. because she had been. You guys have to understand, and on the other platform, um when we all found her and the way that she painted and how we started following her, I used to have to tell her when she'd have her imposter syndrome and all that stuff. And I went live on other platforms in defense of these people that attacked her over there. Okay. And I did not, I was like you, Lilo. I was like, oh no, you are not going to talk about my friend Malaine, and this is
Don't
not going
talk
to
about my
happen.
friend.
I'm like, you're not going to do that. And I became an admin on her page, and people came to me when she wouldn't respond, and I was helping her. I just wanted to help her. I believed in her dream and all that stuff. But I used to tell her, I said, you're the Taylor Swift of ceramics, and that's okay because people are going to love you or they're going to hate you. And I used to try and encourage her all that stuff,
No.
right? I did. I'm sorry.
No, stop.
Oh wait, what happened? I missed it.
She's just laughing at that, what you
Oh,
said,
I'm
Renee.
sorry because, well, people either love her or hate her, right? But anyway, so she was so super talented. There was all of this. I forgot where I was even going with this. I'm not talking anymore. It doesn't even matter because you're too
No.
funny. But I wanted her to do her healing journey because she inspired so many people. Like the people that literally said, "You changed my life with your painting." I can't even look at you while I'm talking, Lolo. I have to look away. Okay. um, she was very inspiring. And so I just believed that she could inspire people. But
No,
I
I
just,
think she's laughing, Renee, because you ate that. Like, it's such a good analogy. I think
oh,
that's why she's
oh,
laughing.
okay. I'm glad. You're laughing so hard that now I'm trying to look away because I can't. I'm like, I just can't. I can't. Because then I forget what I'm saying. And then I'm like, yep, it's me rambling again. It's fine. No,
No.
she's very inspiring. I'm sorry. That's
What
just
does
how it
that
came.
mean, Renee? What does that mean, the Taylor Swift of
Okay,
ceramics?
because on the other platform in the groups, I mean, again, she was very well respected, but there were people out there that I don't know if she'd wronged them before or if they I don't think they liked the fact that she was so opinionated and she kind of went against the mold or whatever it was, and they would attack her on in certain groups. And then she'd call me about it and she'd be upset, she'd be crying. And so I did a little low and I did a video in the parking lot waiting to go get a massage. Like, you guys need to back that, it's a real story. It's a true thing.
What is
And
going
The
on in the
bullying of Taylor
ceramics
Swift of
community?
I'm
ceramics.
telling you, dudes, it can get cutthroat. No, I mean, it's
No
just,
way.
no, it's just, some people get territorial, but in hindsight now, in all honesty, I think it's just the fact that I don't know if she burned people. I believed every word she said. I had all faith in her that, yeah, these people are being bullies and they're terrible, and maybe they are and maybe they're not. What I have felt lately, as much as I had undying belief and faith in her and I supported her and I did all of that, I now don't know that I can believe any words that she's ever said to me. And that's the part that
Yeah, for sure.
breaks my heart. Is Are any of the words you've ever said true?
Mm-hmm. Well, okay, so that reminds me of this story about her friend from Virginia Beach who she talks about all the time, was like the two people who were at her wedding was her and her husband. That story is wild because that friend stood by her through like all of the child custody battles over me and my little brother. My mom never told that lady once that it was her fault that all of this was happening because she made a mistake and cheated on my dad. Then when my dad dies and all of this grief and sorrow comes pouring out from all this guilt and shame, she is staying with that lady and her husband at their house. And at the same time, like, my dad is side by side in the local obituary in the newspaper next to her best friend's husband's mom. So they are also actively grieving in their house. She's coming in their house, making it all about her, taking up all the emotional space. Then, like, they're already kind of rubbed the wrong way by that because it's like, how could you be so selfish? She also then finds out about the affair and she's feeling betrayed because what do you mean it was your fault? I stood by you through all of that. Then their daughter is having a wedding. She makes videos about this. She does the
All the time.
calligraphy. She does the calligraphy invitations for this wedding, right? And just
And a
like how she,
mirror.
yep. Don't forget the mirror.
Don't forget the mirror. Please,
Don't
God, don't
forget
forget the
the
mirror.
mirror. Okay, just like how she painted my office or came out and helped me paint the rest of my house, she uses that against you later, right? So, I did these calligraphy invitations. She shows up.
Taylor Swift with calligraphy.
Oh, stop, Keenan. Oh, God.
No, stop laughing. This is
Taylor
serious.
She's the
Swift
fault
in
behind
calligraphy.
it. Taylor Swift.
Calligraphy.
So Hoops
Yo.
thinks that we're convincing people she's telling the truth. It's not that. But you can think what you want. It's fine.
So she does the invitations, whatever. She flies out for her best friend's daughter's wedding. She shows up to the wedding late, like disrespectfully late. The marriage has already taken place. The reception is now going on. She walks in and there's no seat reserved for her at the family table next to her best friend. She has a meltdown in front of everyone at the wedding, the one day when it's literally not supposed to be about anyone else but the people getting married, makes a scene, and then she has the nerve to get up on TikTok and be like, she stopped talking to me and didn't explain why. What do you mean?
Right.
What do you mean?
Well, she was upset because there wasn't a special spot saved at the table, and she did all of this work and flew out for it. And again, I guess there's a part of me that can understand why your feelings would be hurt, but it's also I tried to explain to her, but babe, this it wasn't your wedding. It was her. It wasn't even her wedding. It was her daughter's wedding. You know, it's not about you. It was about the daughter. You know, like okay. Like you're still upset. I got it. But it's over.
And that's why she's on TikTok, because
Hmm.
she can command all the attention. It's all on her, and she's the center of attention.
And
Right.
That's
she's
why
controlling the narrative.
yeah,
Right.
yeah, because that's her life. She has to have that.
But do you want to know this? What's scary and what scares me about this is that yes, she wants to control the narrative, and and she gets on and she does these posts that she doesn't care what all these now I'll say new haters, but all these people that are starting to say, yeah, this is sus. She doesn't handle that negativity well, and I'm worried that that's going to be what pushes her over the edge, like in a bad way.
Okay,
You
I'm
know,
sorry. The Mormon Aphrodite. I'm just so put off by it all. Like,
Well,
got
okay.
mine and my husband's emotions all high alert. Girl, shut up.
No. This is Malaine's cousin, and she also has been a victim of her abuse. So I think she's just coming in and like confused why we're laughing. But we had like a
Because she
Okay.
called.
Oh, friendly fire. My bad. My bad.
yeah.
friendly
Friendly
fire.
fire.
Okay.
Friendly
It's
fire.
hard to
My
keep
bad.
up. It's very hard to keep up.
My bad. Okay, so someone's in the comments. Ola Drea says knock knock. I don't know if she's in the request.
Oh,
But if she is and you need someone to drop down, you can drop me down. But
Do y'all know who that is?
yeah,
no.
she's a friend of mine. I know her. She's a nosy, messy person. She says she's went and looked at all the videos, so
She
she
said,
probably
she
has some.
said, she said friendly fire.
Yeah, yeah. My bad. Friendly fire.
That's
But yeah,
funny.
Ola Dre is good people. She is. She is. She says she went and looked at all her videos. So
Okay.
Well,
Yeah,
Mormon.
you can drop me if you have to bring
Yeah,
someone
I've
else
got to
on.
go to
You can drop
bed.
me.
So
Well, yeah, I
You
have
know,
to
it
go to
doesn't
bed
matter.
too.
We
I'll
all should
stay
go to
on or
bed.
you can drop me. It doesn't matter. Either one works.
Whew. Whoever has
Baby
to
got
drop can
Jack.
drop
What
like,
me.
is
well, I
that?
appreciate you having me up here, letting me up here, and everybody, and to people that have had to. Oh, Drea said, "Don't drop the friend." So that means you want her to drop me, right, Drea? Is that what you're saying? Okay, but anyway, but yeah, but Yeah, I know it's a difficult situation and it's hard to watch your friends' mental health deteriorate like this, but you got to protect your peace too.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
You're
I just
awesome,
want you to,
Dee.
oh, thank you. I'm going to drop down.
Yeah, well, I have to go to bed too. Thanks for having me up, and just good luck with this whole situation. I'll be praying for all of y'all.
Thank
Thank you.
you.
Yeah.
I got to drop too. I got to go to bed.
Good night.
I don't know. I'm
Night.
in for it. I'm here as long as you guys want. I'm here. It's I bit the bullet and I went and exposed myself, so I'm here for it. It's fine.
Oh, it's not gonna be y'all who like say. I doubt it's gonna be y'all who are the people who are saying something that she's gonna come after.
Oh,
It's
she
not
will.
lost on me that while y'all are up here, she's talking about the one friend who's not up here.
Who?
Mm.
What's her name?
Holly?
No, 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 no,
Alicia.
Oh.
no, no, no.
Who?
No, she was like, I known her for 10 years or whatever. The daughter's not lying.
Oh, Alicia?
Alicia, I
No,
think. Oh,
No, I've known her
no,
for like
Alicia's
38
the
years.
fish.
Oh, no,
Yeah.
you're talking about Maddie. And
Yes.
Maddie.
mm-hmm. Oh my
That's who's
gosh,
under attack
how
right
did
now.
people in the comments know that? Wait a minute.
Because everyone's invested. I mean,
Holy that is
yep.
creepy. I'm like
No,
impressed, but that
they
was
know that
scary.
they don't.
Maddie is the
That's
person
fun.
under attack currently. So there's that.
Oh my gosh, you guys really are invested. Wow. This is so sad.
Hoops, that's awesome. I'm glad you said that because, there's a part, and I'm just going to be honest with it. We're here for the daughter. We are here for it. And I haven't ever met her in person, and I've talked to her once realistically. But as much as we love the mom, like this, it is not okay. There's so much online bullying going on because the daughter did not make the decision to make her life public in this way. She's trying to do a legacy house renovation for her dad, and now it's turned into this, and it's just not okay.
It's not right.
It's not
That's why
okay.
she's going to pass the law to end online bullying.
Oh my gosh.
So, can I ask
Oh.
a question on one of the comments?
Mm-hmm.
There is a comment that says Malaine just posted a video telling one of their friends that it's not going to end well.
That's
Oh,
Oh.
Maddie.
oh.
I'm looking at it. And it says, now
Oh.
I know why she hasn't been answering my phone calls.
Mm.
Oh, man.
Well.
People
Mm.
are mad at her, though, because she posted the baby. And people are like, you got to blur out other people's kids' faces.
Hmm.
See, I was having fun not looking over on her page. This has
I
been
was
so
I was
nice.
too. It's been stressful this week. Like she blocked
Well,
me, I
Renee,
blocked
we're
her.
probably next.
Oh, I'm positive, but
Yeah.
that's okay.
I
I
think it's
guess
going to
I'll
have the
just
opposite effect.
well,
Hello, good evening. I'm not gonna be up here very long. So I mean, I obviously, like probably everybody else, her viral video, that's where I saw this whole story from. And the reason why people are invested is because, the mother has over 12 million views, right? So of course, it's crazy. But I'm a nurse and I worked in the ER for like 12 years. And I'm used to seeing all kinds of things. And of course, like I always like to see both sides of different things and things like that. When I saw her video that she was in a hospital for 7 days, that was already a red flag for me. Because usually, there's like a 72-hour hold, that, you could be put on, and then you have to get seen by a counselor of some sort, psych, some sort. But for 7 days, that tells me a lot, because that tells me that there was more proof for a reason why she was able to actually be there for 7 days. Um, Usually there's like further evidence or something that says, hey, this person does need to actually be here still. So it's not just as simple like, oh, somebody said she's doing this or she's acting like this and that's it. No, they have to like, there has to be more evidence for that. So that to me was a red flag. But I think if you look at the comment section of her video on I think it's April 3rd, you can kind of see the comments are starting to turn. And it's the one where there's like, I don't know, probably like at least 7 videos where she's crying. But
Is
that
this the
one
one where
video,
she's like, I was a good
I
wife.
was a
I was a good
good
wife.
wife. I was a
yes. Do
Yeah.
you
perfect
see the
wife. I
comment
was an
section of
excellent
that?
wife.
The
Yeah.
comment section of that particular video, you could see the tide is like turning, and people are
Mm-hmm.
like, oh, "Okay, yeah, I'm out. No, I don't believe it anymore." A lot of
Mm-hmm.
people are like, clearly, like when you see that type, they say bad actress, they say all these. It's pretty bad. And I think like a lot of people can see through that. When they look at that video, it's pretty obvious what's going on here. And it does
Mm-hmm.
seem like a grift. I'm not gonna lie. And when people like look a certain way on these videos, especially with her, she has a certain pattern of behavior
Mm-hmm.
on her videos where she's always like, it's always like she's woe is me, I'm the victim here, I didn't do anything wrong, oh, I'm escaping here, like I'm glad that I'm glad I'm leaving, oh, but then he left me for my daughter. Like it's like this weird, like it's not consistent either. It's just this whole woe is me victimhood, centering, attention seeking thing. And a lot of people identify with her because, of course, divorce, right? Women, and we're in the era where women are, more independent, and they don't have to stay with their husbands, they can leave and all these things. So I feel like a lot of people can maybe sympathize with the whole divorce aspect, and I think that's where she drew a lot of people in, and with that whole sympathy thing. But what I will say is that I have not seen one friend of hers come out in her defense, and I find that
Right.
very odd for somebody that's gone through so much trauma, through which I do recognize, like she has gone through trauma. I'm not denying any of that. There's nothing I'm talking about. But what I'm saying is that I haven't seen any of her friends come out in her defense at all. If anything, I've seen her in their last video attack her friend for saying like, "Oh, that's why you're not answering my call." And then having her baby on there, I thought that was very odd that she's showing, "Oh yeah, you even trust me with your baby." Like what is that's scary to me. So just I haven't seen any friends in her defense. I haven't seen anybody even in the comments section say, "Oh my god, I can't believe she's lying. I know exactly what you're talking about. I saw XYZ." Like I haven't seen that once. Has anybody in the comments
She
section
blocks
seen
all of
that?
us.
But that's
She
what I'm saying.
blocks
But
all of us. Yeah.
anybody in the comments right now in this live, have you guys seen anybody that agrees with the mother or is on her side? Have you seen any friends in her defense? Anybody come out on a live? Anybody come out on this comment section that knows her personally? Say, hey, you know what? You're right. Your daughter is doing this. I've seen proof of it. And have you seen any proof that the mother has shown? Has the mother actually shown any actual proof? She just says, "Oh, I have receipts. I have this big old stack of papers. Oh, I had this court. Oh, I had this, that, blah, blah, blah," as she's laughing. And it's like, I haven't actually seen receipt of anything at all.
I
And
think she
so,
backed herself into a corner with saying,
right,
I have receipts and I can back
right.
everything up with receipts. And then she's like, here's the receipts. And the video opens and she calls everyone rabid dogs
Mm-hmm.
and
That's what I'm
says, I'm
saying.
going to the storage unit. Give me a minute.
It
Okay, but
doesn't
let
make
me
any
ask this
sense.
question. What
People
storage
did
unit?
also turn at the rabid dogs comment too.
Yeah, but what storage unit? What does she need a storage unit for? And when she got on and did that video, she didn't have a stack of papers like she went and got it out of a storage unit. She's on her iPad scrolling through a document on her iPad. I know that wasn't in a storage unit. Like, you didn't go to a storage unit to get that.
Mm-hmm.
She says
She
she has
said the
court on Monday
divorce papers
also.
was in there. She said, I can't show you
Yeah.
nothing else until after court, but I can get you my divorce papers. And then she did not even substantiate because she was working her double shift or she picked up a shift.
Okay.
So then she was going to the
Yeah.
storage unit.
Honestly, like the fact that so many people, like this was the most concerning part about this whole experience for me. How many people in the comments looked at actual evidence that I posted, like video, witness testimony, like things that lawyers actually use in court, and said they don't believe this? And she has not provided a single piece of evidence other than her own story. And I'm just like, are these people serving on juries? Like, what is going on in our country where people like don't understand what actual receipts are?
I'll be there in a
But
minute.
that's why I think it's a reading thing, because I was like, here's conversations
I'm
we
on a
had
live.
prior to the daughter coming to the internet
I'm
about
on
her
a live.
concern about this mom's behavior. And they're like, this proves nothing. I'm like, it's dated. It has dates on it.
Mm-hmm.
They just don't want to read. They're like, the daughter's just posting screenshots. What do you
Mm-hmm.
think the receipt is?
Right.
You
Mm-hmm.
guys, I'm going to jump in here really quick. I need to get to bed. I'm sorry. I have to get up early. But anyways, I just pray for everybody involved.
Yeah.
We pray for
Hope
you
you get
too. We
some
know how
sleep.
heartbreaking this
Yeah.
is. We know.
Yeah, I love her and I hate seeing this. I really do. I can't even believe it's at this point. It's really sad for me. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
but
Agreed.
okay.
Good
You guys all
Have
night.
a
take
good
care.
night, hon.
You too. Good night.
See, and that's what I'm talking about. Like, she has her own, I mean, her own friends and family are actually like, sad for her. Like, they're showing sympathy for
Yeah.
her in like what's going on. Like, that tells me a lot, right? As an outsider, right? Like, if I see somebody's family and friends like, oh my God, I can't believe it's happening, this isn't like her, or whatever, and she's attacking them, it's like that tells me everything I need to know already. Just watching that. So yeah, it's pretty interesting. And then think about it. How many stories have you actually heard, right, in real life, where a husband leaves the wife for the daughter? How many actual stories do you know about that? Like, can you name any in real life? Have you ever heard of that happening? Like in real life, like
No.
somebody personally where their husband left the wife for the daughter.
Nope.
Like, I don't know any personally. I personally do not know anybody in my life or, extended family, whatever family that actually happened to. That's a very, very far-fetched story. Somebody's saying Lifetime videos in Alabama. Damn.
Yeah, maybe like
That
cult.
yeah, like that's what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying. Like, you've never heard of it. It's like a rare story. It's so like, clickbait, where it's like, oh
Mm-hmm.
my God, and it's like this music, and you're like, oh, then she sees it starts to catch attention, and she like finally got them. Now you see all the videos pick up millions of views and it goes viral, and everyone's like, oh my God, and then sympathize with the divorce and all these things. And it's like it's like perfect. It's like she obviously this is intentional, but it's just very delusional to me.
So someone asked in the comments, wait, so what is court for on Monday? Okay, this is like I'm gonna answer your question, but this question is so mind-boggling to me. Like, it's hard for me to remember that people just like had this pop up on their For You page and like aren't really doing the work to like look into her at all. But
Right.
this lady got up on TikTok. Her followers had encouraged her to like retaliate against her husband when she started talking about, oh, my husband served me with divorce papers on TikTok. So they're encouraging her to like basically destroy his stuff. She films herself going to the storage unit and literally posts on the internet herself committing the crime. I see this and I'm recognizing like warning signs. This could escalate. This could go further. I call the police and they show up, they document it, and they see the TikTok and they're just like, they're in shock. They're like, whoa, she literally posted herself committing the crime. And so that is what court is for on
And
Monday.
cackling.
Yeah,
Yeah.
cackling. She's gonna get a class. It's a class 6 been upgraded to a felony now because she didn't show up for the original hearing. And she's been talking about, oh, all these people who've been implicated, they're gonna be called as witnesses. First of all, in order to sue somebody, because she's talking about, oh, she's going to sue all of us, you have to have money. You have to have a job. You have to have some sort of income. And so it's weird to me that people are just like believing, like, one, that something on Monday has anything to do with her, like, suing us. And two, that all these people who she has just dragged through the mud, all of her friends, family, everyone who would be a potential witness, even in this hypothetical fictional world where she can sue us, would not testify against her. That is the crazy thing to me, where it's just like straight up delusions.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And she said, they're coming for me. They're coming for me. Ha 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 ha
And
ha.
laughing, and she's laughing. And but then on the other side of it, you know, they came, nothing happened, so that kind of felt like a victory. But then, I get the call the next day that, dude, they're seriously here. And I think she thought they were arresting her. I don't think she understood what was going on. And of course, I was like, what? Wait, hold on. And so, but then she did the video from the back of the cop car too. She TikToked from the back of the cop car that,
Mm-hmm.
that they had picked her up. I'm sitting there, heart, literally heart in my throat, and thinking, like, you need to stop doing this. Like, this, you need to stop.
Mm-hmm.
And
And that's what I'm saying. Like, if they did care about her, that would have been the point where they're like, okay, wait a minute. None of the, okay, cool, bust this window, whatever. Going to jail for this?
right.
We, as your followers, are concerned about you if we really cared,
Mm-hmm,
but they don't,
mm-hmm,
like, at
Mm-hmm.
all. They just want to
right.
feel vindicated for their terrible relationships with their own families.
Mm-hmm. But then what's happening is, with the more and more followers she gets now, understand, I'm still just trying to get into TikTok very, very seldomly. I don't understand all of the rules, but I do know that the more followers you have, the more you get pushed out to people's For You page, which I know she wanted. And now it's exploding. It's That's the only reason that I created a profile and got back on, so I could see what was going on, because all of these people are like, Renee, seriously, have you seen this? What's going on? And these are people that know that I haven't talked to her since October, since we had our falling out. And, it was, I just, it blows me away that it's like the TikTok video of destroying the property, the TikTok video of laughing that, oh, they're coming for me, they're coming for me, the TikTok video of being in the back of the cop car. And I was on the phone with her every day while she was in the hospital, and hearing the pain and the distress and all of the things going on. And then as soon as she gets back into her camper, it's a TikTok video to explain everything that just happened. And in her head, her truth is, I'm going to call out and bring to light the injustice of what can happen to you. And I'm not saying that there's things that don't happen to people that are not just, but especially for the people who are just now. I mean, I think the other day she grew 20,000 followers in one day. It was insane. Almost 20,000, something like that. And people who are just joining the show, they're not understanding this pattern for a year that has been going on, and and the damage that it's causing other people, and the hurt and the pain for the people that love her. Her daughter still loves her. Her daughter's concern is that she's going to legitimately end up in psychosis and really be homeless. The videos that she was doing while she was on the road saying, I'm homeless now, I'm homeless now. She chose to leave her camper at a place because she didn't feel comfortable driving it. She wasn't home, she chose to leave her camper there. And
Mm-hmm.
that was a choice she made. And I think that's the thing that really infuriates me about all of this, is that as human beings, we all make choices every day, and we have to live with the consequences of those choices.
Mm-hmm.
And it's because of the choices that she's made that this is all happening.
Yeah.
So
I'm getting
are you done?
tired.
Yeah,
Are
she's
there any
done.
more like dying questions? Because I am like exhausted. I want to go to
Emotionally
bed.
exhausted. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I'm not saying any, but
I have a
oh, go
question for
ahead.
Renee. Sorry. And sorry that you're going through this. To the daughter. This is. I mean, I don't know. I feel like a lot of us probably do have some sort of trauma from our mothers, unfortunately. But this is pretty insane, and I'm very public, and I'm sorry you're going through this. Um, Renee, I have a question, and you don't have to like actually say what the diagnosis is, but did she ever, like you said, you talked to her while she was in there? Did she actually ever mention that she was diagnosed with something? Like you don't have to say what it is, but like if there actually was a diagnosis given?
No, not that she ever said. In fact,
Okay.
most of the thing, she tried to say it was supposed to only be a 3-day hold. It happened to be over a holiday weekend, so it was going to be an extra day.
Mm,
But then
mm-hmm.
she said that they didn't give her all of the information, didn't know that they could hold her for longer, and then it turned out that when she appeared in front of whoever, that it turned into a 30-day hold, but it was actually because she got a hold of her dad and called her dad. And these are just things she's telling me. Like I said, I don't even know what to believe anymore, ever.
Right.
But that her dad had signed something to say that he'd be responsible for her or whatever. And that's how she got out
Mm-hmm.
after 7 days. So,
Hmm.
Gotcha.
yeah.
And did he actually? Do you know? I guess you don't even really know if that actually happened or not. If he
I did
actually.
talk to my grandpa, and he did say that. I'm pretty sure he did that because she was also calling him like every day in there, and he was like really. I think he was
I'm sure
really
he was torn.
distraught. Yeah,
Yeah.
about
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Well, Elise,
Yeah.
I'm gonna wish you luck. I mean, I think she thinks that this court date's going to be her opportunity to air out a bunch of other stuff that is not even related to
Oh
this.
my gosh.
And, and the judge will most likely put a kibosh on that because this hearing is about the thing that she did. And um, I'm sure it's not going to go the way that she thinks. But I wish you luck, and I know how hard it's going to be to see her. And I know,
I don't have to be there.
oh, you don't have to be there. Okay. Okay.
No, I don't have anything to do with that hearing. It's like her husband pressed charges for her destroying his property.
Okay.
He, the prosecutor, is on his side. I don't know if she has an attorney or not. But I'm worried personally about what's going to happen after Monday because she, for most of her life, has really been able to get away with a lot of things without real consequences. And I think that that's part of what like feeds her victim story is there's nothing that really like draws a line in the sand, and when it's so black and white, like this is a crime, you filmed yourself committing a crime. I could see a world where she gets up there and she's like doubling down on why she did it,
Mhm.
making
Justifying it. Yeah.
yeah, and I don't think that's gonna go over well, and I am scared, or at least like anxious about what that will do to like her mental state.
Right. I
Do
am
you think
too.
there's a possibility she would get herself committed?
I don't know what that like they would commit her or she would like offer. I don't know what you're
I don't
asking.
think
Well,
she'd
I'm
ever
saying
do it
like,
herself, but
yeah, no, I don't think so. But like a judge can be like, oh,
Hmm.
what's going on here?
is there a
Well,
possibility of jail time, Elise? Like,
yeah. Well, a class 6 felony, I think, can carry jail time. It also can carry a fine. But I think it will really just depend on like what the prosecutor says, and what the approach is. Like, if she's on the internet filming herself begging for money and they know she doesn't have money, why would they let her like pay a fine, you know? I don't know.
Well, and she's not really a resident anymore of the state. So yeah, I'm worried about what it's going to do to her mental state too. And there's the legitimate concern that she spirals and goes downhill, and it's it's breaking my heart. I just can't I can't believe it's gone this far. So I just all the good thoughts to you. That's all
Thanks.
I can say.
Why
And
are you so...
I'm sorry I hesitated so long to
Don't feel bad, Renee.
say anything.
Seriously.
Yeah,
I
no,
mean,
it's
there's a
okay.
lot of guilt. Like, everyone is feeling a lot of ways because it's just sad when we all care about this person and just want her to get the treatment that she needs because we know her heart, we know her intentions, but I think she just doesn't have the tools to deal with complex emotions,
Right.
you know. But I'm glad that we were all able to kind of have this little support talk because
Yeah.
it clearly, you know, she's going down and she's bringing everyone down with her, and so it affects everybody.
Yeah. Well, my thoughts and prayers are with you, and not that you need it, but I'm here. And little low, thank you for being the kind of friend that everybody should have.
And thank you. Cause you
Stop, because we shouldn't. It's a real thing. Taylor Swift of ceramics. It's a real thing.
I had heat exhaustion earlier. That made my day.
Just oh my god. I miss her. I miss being able to laugh with her about that. Like I'd be like, girl, Taylor Swift of ceramics, you got this. We don't care about the haters. And I miss my friend that way. I miss her
Yeah,
so much. And you know, it's so hard, but you know, there's nothing I can do to change it. So it's
yeah.
okay. We'll just if you guys need me at any other time for any other thing, let me know. I'm here.
You need me, let me know if they start acting crazy in the comments.
All right. I'll call my bouncer.
There you go.
Do it.
We
All right,
all need
guys.
one.
I'm gonna be like, do
Yes,
you
we
know what
do.
this woman has done for me?
Right. Do you understand? No. I hope everyone here has a good night, and
Yeah.
I don't know. Stay
We'll find out
positive
on the
and be
21st.
logical. Yeah, be logical. Use your logical brain, people. Logical brain. So
Mhm.
Good night,
have a good
everybody.
night, guys. Bye.